Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everyone that's locked in. Saying I saw you tried to hide that, but I respect that as well. But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. We are back for another episode of Shameless FC. It's been a while since we got everyone round together. I do promise you guys there's nothing to do with Chelsea's run of form. But we are back. We are back for another week of Shameless FC to go through the results of the last week. We'll probably talk about the last few weeks in general. We're here to discuss everything football related. And as you guys already know, it's a bit late, but same way. Hope you guys are having a great week and hope you guys are having a great start to the new year as well. Lots to get into, so we'll get into it. But first, again, smash the like and subscribe button. Check out everyone's socials down in the description below. And let's get into it. Neil, first off, I know it's going to be an easy question to answer, but how's your week been, man?
Sip that drink.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just sipping the drink and just enjoying life. Apart from Leicester City, which are letting me down once again. We're here for the vibes. Let's go, people.
Yeah, we're all used to our clubs letting ourselves down in recent weeks. But it's cool. Saint, what are you saying, bro? You all good? Welcome back to Shameless FC as well. Everything's good.
Oh, go on. Hey, for once, I don't know what you man are talking about, bruv. Like, our clubs, bruv. My club's doing all right. It's kind of, get me. It's exceeding expectations about the Africans, so I'm good, bro. Get me. Well, go on. Say for having me.
If you were white, that would be bare racist.
If I weren't African, it would be peak. But yeah. I'm half African, half Caribbean, so I corn both, and no one can't.
Well, let's go.
You know, like that.
Love that.
Get me. Come on.
Love to see it. Jan, what are you saying? I hope everything's good.
Yeah, good. I've had a good week. It's been all right. How about you?
Yeah, we're all good. Tottenham in a pack, as always. We're used to it. Passing that Zubi around, everyone else can have a go. It's all good. It's all good. Bhavss, what are you saying, bro? How's everything?
Productive. That's all I'm going to say.
Damn, there wasn't a lot of energy behind that, but we'll get into the reasons why later. Don't worry.
Bhavss, man, we gotta give you your plaudits first of 70k subs. Congrats, man. You know what I'm saying in that. Congrats, thoroughly deserved. One of the best content creators out here, man. Like, obviously we can't each other a lot on this show, but it's all love. But nah, man, congrats, like for real. 70k subs. That's no light feat. You know what I'm saying? So big up.
Damn right. We all take the piss in the comment section, but guys, drop your congratulations in the comment section as well. Thanks. We have to big up people when they're shining. So drop that in as well. Flawless, last but not least, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? No complaints. Life's good. You know what I'm saying? We out of the mud for a minute. So I'm gonna enjoy it, innit? You know what I'm saying? For a minute, hey, we put end up back there. You never yes, we are saying. Yes, no, are we? You know what I'm saying? Yo, can you bring Ryan back, fam? You know what I'm saying? I can't believe I'm saying this, you know what I'm saying?
Man said bring Ryan back. Have you been drinking something?
You know when you just get out of the pool and you're soaking wet? That's his out of the mud. You just like pulling yourself up.
That is legit. Yeah, like man still got it on, but we're not like living in it, you know. And obviously, I get further into it, so it's just good to see. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into it, but like making subs, being proactive, changing the formation, some clean sheets. You know what I'm saying? Wins, like
nah, bro. We will go into
it. Yeah,
we will go into it. Obviously, like we haven't got a full house.
Do that, how you doing, Lewis? Are you good? Talk to me.
I'm good, man.
Are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm in a great place.
Let's go.
I'm in a great place, man. Chelsea beat Tottenham yet again. We've pulled ourselves back out of the quicksand that is the top four race. We're in a good position. We're in limbo and everything with Liverpool, but it's fine. I'd rather be in limbo than be in the top four race. So we've got nothing to worry about right now. We're all good. Obviously, we're meant to have a full house, but I think Slav's decided to do a Tottenham and not turn up. But it's cool. He might turn up towards the end. We'll have to wait and see. But seeing as you wanted to start on Man United, we'll start on you guys. And late drama at Old Trafford, 1-0 win, Marcus Rashford. I would say brilliant team build-up for the first goal. But how did the game go for you guys? Because from what I'm hearing, it's actually one where you didn't just crawl your way through and you actually dominated West Ham for large periods.
And that's why I said of us being out of the mud, because the bar was on the floor. It's good to see us, and this ain't the first game this has happened now. It's been multiple games, and during games where we've actually had elements of control. So like the West Ham game, there was elements of control where we've had elements of control in the game. Same with Brentford, same with Villa, same with Crystal Palace, and we haven't seen that all season long. So even though it's not for sustained, not long enough periods for where Manchester United want to go, it's still been good to see, and it's improvement. That's what it shows. And West Ham offered nothing. They offered nothing. They were terrible. I think they had one shot on target the entire game. And people are sleeping on how much better defensively Manchester United are, because we were awful defensively under Ole. Like, we were horrendous. Like, longest run in our club's history at Old Trafford without a clean sheet and things of that nature. And there's still improvement needs to be made, but it's a start. Switching the system as well is what I like, the 4-3-3, because we've been crying out for the longest for a switch of system. So that's good to see. But of course, when you're front four, well, your attacking quartet is Bruno, Greenwood, Alanga, and Ronaldo. I've said it before about the balance. There's no creators there. So when I seen it, I'm like, we probably are going to struggle to create, especially against West Ham, who are a good side. But, Ralph made the changes and it worked. You know what I'm saying? The 3 subs combined for the goal. He brought on Cavani, he brought on Martial, he brought on Rashford. Those 3 combined for the goal. Everyone who was complaining about Cavani's goal, Cavani being offside, just hold that. A late winner in it. The scenes.
Was it offside?
Really complain about.
Tony didn't watch the game. Was it offside?
Was it offside? To me, it wasn't, but I don't care. Offside or not, I couldn't care less.
To me,
I don't care. It didn't look offside to me.
It was a bit offside.
Obviously,
you know what?
you're the one person on the panel ain't gonna look offside.
Yeah, I do not. Let me read this. I do not care if it was. Do I personally believe it was offside? No. But it's West Ham. You came and had one shot on target. You got what you deserve. Absolutely nothing.
When we gonna get to the elephant in the room, bro?
Go on. What's the elephant in the room? Who Andreas Christensen? Who's the elephant? What's the elephant?
Bro, the elephant in the room, bro.
About Chelsea. Why?
Bro, it's a draw.
Why are you guys laughing too? Why are you guys laughing?
Bro?
Why?
Why are we laughing?
You know why I stick it on Lewis? He's been conning me for months about Chelsea winning the league at Old Trafford. Ronaldo's gonna have to give Christensen a guard of honor. Yeah, we come to Old Trafford and see a league title be lifted. We've won more league titles at Old Trafford than you and all these in the last 10 years. All these jokes. This is all the stuff I've been hearing.
And then
months.
Christensen puts him in the penitentiary.
Yeah, then puts him, and now he's falling off. And now I'm gonna keep punching.
I've been in the penitentiary though since my Twitter account got bagged.
There we go. Yeah, now you're gonna get your Twitter account back. Well, you gotta understand. Lewis has been punching me for ages. So now I punch him back. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. This guy don't want to fight no more, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't been punched about nothing, and no one's left yet. Nothing's confirmed, so we can't.
I know, man. He's gonna stay, man. AC in the building.
Nothing
about
confirmed.
cash. Let's
Lewis,
go.
believe in your man. Believe in him.
Go on. What's the elephant? Go on, say. What's the elephant?
The elephant in the room, bruv. Like, shout out Ransom, that CRY7 in that, Crybaby Ronaldo in that. Like, why are you acting like you don't know?
I legit don't know.
Man, having to talk to him and go, hey, big man, listen. Like,
arm around the shoulder and everything.
Yeah, like,
hey,
come on.
You know why I'm not fussed about that? Because the sub who he brought on scored the goal. You know what I'm saying? Big up to my guy, went a surfer every time. The subs worked. We won that game. And that's a side note. Like, I'm not fussed. If we don't win the game, that's a whole different conversation. That's a conversation for other people to have. I'm focused on what's happening on the pitch. Ronaldo wasn't good that game. He deserved to be subbed. He was dead. And we're trying to big up my guy Dan Sillyman every single time as well. We're trying to play on the counter attack. Ronaldo's not best suited for that either. And the subs worked and we won the game. So, but that's Ronaldo. He's done that before. That is not new. He's done that when he was here. Like the season before he left, I remember Fergie brought him off. And he was complaining about it, but it's like you don't want players happy to be subbed off. Would I have preferred it to have been in private? Yes, but that man got it sorted, and it don't change nothing. We got the 3 points. It don't change nothing.
No, it does. You did get this. You did get the 3 point. You're right, but at the same time, I'm like, don't you feel like there could be like a bit of like because of the force in which he has, he's a force, but it's Ronaldo. He's not just like a Lukaku or someone. He's Ronaldo. You know,
yeah, say no L9.
Yeah, he's no. Yeah, I'm saying he's not any guy. Sorry,
you don't spend 100 million on Pogba.
But like it's one of them ones where it's like he's not even. I swear he didn't even celebrate the goal, bruv. Like man's fuming, bruv. Man saying,
that's cool, but that's but because of Ronaldo's mentality, like even though I disagree with it, I understand because. That's just him. Like he is. I think to be like have that level of mentality, you have to be slightly like psychotic's the wrong word, but like you're very tunnel vision. That's what I'd say. He's very one-track minded, like extremely to like extreme levels type of thing. But in the hindsight, it don't change nothing. It don't mean anything. Like it's going forward.
In the result, but going forward, how do you manage that? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. I like that. No, I've been asking for this. I like the fact Ralph took him off. The reason why I was gassed about Ralph coming in, I said these changes need to be made. So when people were making jokes, you know what I'm saying, and man like Lewis was trying to get out Ralph and all this type of thing, I said, give it time and let's see what's what. Go on, post up the picture. Have you found it?
What
Oh,
photo?
I thought he was gonna post up the picture of Ralph Wiggum. That's what I was waiting for.
Oh, this
When
one.
you slow down. Yeah. There we go.
Ah,
When he was running all these jokes and stuff, I said give it time because he's still figuring out what's what. And I was critical because he was playing the players who had failed under Oli. And I was but now we changed that. There's been no Wan-Bissaka. There's been no Shaw. There's been no Maguire. Bruno's not playing as a 10 because he's not a 10, he's a better 8. Fred's not been playing as a 6, he's been playing as an 8. Rashford got dropped. Ronaldo's being taken off. All of these things that we've been crying out for because we have the players there. Again, not to the levels where Manchester United are trying to go, but to be in a top 4 race and finish top 4, yes, absolutely. We brought Cavani, Martial, and Rashford off the bench against West Ham. Any of our top rivals would kill for that. Arsenal are trying to win games and bringing on Eddie and Nketiah. Spurs are just Spurs, we know that. You know what I'm saying? And that West Ham don't have the squad. This is why I said for the longest on this show and all other shows, Manchester United will finish top 4 for multiple reasons. 1, because of the manager we now have. 2, because of the players we have in attacking areas. And 3, the teams around us just ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? You got certain teams out here with more red
around
cards.
us just disappeared.
Yeah, seriously, we got teams with more red cards than goals in 2022. But before it was in Arteta, we trust. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
I wish Bhavss was here to defend himself. Come on, man.
London's
Arsenal rumors. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And this is what I was saying, but people are too reactionary because the conversation will be much different if Rashford doesn't score that last minute goal. It's like United can't finish top 4. Like the fact we are still in a top 4 race after everything that's happened this season tells you the level. There's no way.
Crazy.
No
I couldn't
way.
believe it. I said, what's going on here?
How are we fourth? How are we fourth? No chance. But now we actually have a manager who will switch it up.
Actually, 4th place. I haven't
We're
looked at
actually
the table
4th,
that low down.
They're 4th, bro. I could not believe it. I said, what? How did that?
Wait, I swear you're only a place above us. Don't do that, Lewis.
Yeah,
but the points difference is different. I wasn't looking at top 4.
Was it 9?
I'm not focused on the top 4 race. We're not in it until we're level on points with someone.
Yeah, I don't clash it. The thing is, all jokes aside, I think you lot will finish in the top 3. It's between us, Arsenal, Spurs, and West Ham who finishes 4th. I legit don't
West Ham have lost 8 games in their 5th.
Maybe Wolves.
8 games.
8 games. But man will tell you this league's cold. I think Wolves have scored 17 goals in like 23 games.
Yeah, they don't.
And they're like 8.
They don't score.
How are you? How?
Yeah, but they don't really score against them either.
They don't concede, but there's no way in any league of any quality that if you score 18 goals in 23 matches or whatever it is, that you are in the top half. Brighton didn't have only won 1 game in 3 months. Ain't they like 10th or 11th?
Yeah, but then the only thing I would say is we are still the best league because we're riding up them man in Europe.
No. Forget the league. The top 3 in this league are quality. I'm not disputing that. I'm saying the rest of the league. I've said it before. Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, them 3 teams, they are quality. If you have one of them teams winning the Champions League this season, don't dispute that whatsoever. I'll run jokes and bants, but use 3 quality sides. I'm saying the rest of the league isn't good. The fact that we are 4th and in a top 4 race tells you all you need to know. Like the rest of Europe might not be good either, like in terms of leagues. I've said this and that's why I'm still confident that Manchester United will finish in 4th place. Absolutely.
Yeah, you've got Champions League Varane and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Champions League who? Varane. Yeah, say it again. You know what I'm saying? Say that with chest though. I didn't like how you said that.
Varane's
say that with chest.
Meaty guy, bro.
This guy.
He's so meaty. Like,
this guy
in it.
Hey, he's meaty. What, like Van Dijk jockeying over, yeah? You know what I'm saying? But we move. As we were saying,
come on, man. AC's clear of both.
Who?
AC's
that guy
leaving,
the guy's going Barcelona.
He ain't leaving anywhere.
He ain't going.
You're just like a jealous wife.
He ain't going anywhere.
He's not leaving. 2 seconds later. You're ignoring the signs, man.
Fake news.
It's all ignoring the signs.
The Bhavss papers are on the way in the post.
First sign of grief is acceptance. Accept it, bruv. Accept it.
You know what it is, Neil? The divorce papers are in the post on the way. He's like, nah, he's not leaving. You can still work it out.
There's no proof.
I can do fake
news.
I can be anything you want me to be.
You see, denial.
I can change.
You are out of order.
See all this fake news is done. Everyone's just here laughing at me. I can't
I can change.
Climbing onto his leg as he's walking away.
There is hang on to him, but that, you know what I'm saying? Andreas Christensen, man. You know what I'm saying? AC, man, about cash. You know what I'm saying? Captain leader leaving.
I mean, about Chelsea.
Captain
leader legend.
Let's go. Big up
Come
Andreas,
on.
man. Go Barcelona,
Like,
get your guap
yeah.
because they just
Well,
giving
if
out.
he goes
money.
Barcelona though, will you still like?
We will have to make some renovations and rename to the Reece James Penitentiary. But it's
No.
cool.
Give me the AC Penitentiary. I'll take it over. Give
It's
it to
all
me,
right,
fam.
'cause,
I'll run it.
Well, you could have already taken it over and moved to Chelsea in May, like we said you should have.
That I would never do that, fam. You know what I'm saying?
But
You
you
think
already
I am-
you already
think I'm-
supporting us in the
I
Champions
don't
League
support.
final, and you enjoyed it.
You think I'm just because Christensen just because Christensen leaving, I don't do them things. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one club man. You know what I'm saying? I don't do them Christian things. Like, I'm not-
Come on, man, do a little Juan Sebastian Veron, a little
I'm good,
Falcao.
fam. I'm good. And let's get
Don't know
this
be
straight
McKellen,
as well. It is Champions League final, yo. I didn't care that much that I didn't even watch it. I was just disgusted it was used to.
Nah, you
was
said
disgusted
you
as you
said
say.
you just didn't want City to
That
win
could have
because
been-
you
Of course
didn't
I
want
didn't want
City
City to
fans
win.
celebrating
Yeah.
outside your
Neil.
yard, and we
Yeah,
prevented
Bhavss came
that.
on
I
in
did
his
want
Man
to.
City
And
shirt.
I appreciate that.
What was the worst final? That final or our final against Tottenham? Because that
Your
was
final was
so-
against Tottenham. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Fair enough.
Come on, man. At least we beat Premier League champions. You beat Tottenham.
Yeah, that don't really count. Well, yeah, obviously just moving
I
on.
ain't got much to talk for that still. So go ahead.
Moving on from that. Yeah, man, it's just good to see changes in it in regards to United and seeing players that we've not wanted to play get dropped and new players coming in, and we're seeing a difference in that.
Can I just say something though?
Switch to the formation. Yeah, go on, fam.
You man, yeah. The way you man are is shameless, bro. Because like
Go on.
it's fitting for the
Welcome
show
to
that
the
we're
show.
on. The way that you can you lot run your minds back to when they got Aaron Wan-Bissaka and the way you built him up like he
absolutely.
was the best
Yeah,
thing
man.
since fucking porridge, bruv. He's
100%.
so dead now.
It's
Yeah.
not,
I don't
it's not
understand.
that.
50 million
Remember,
down the
Alexis
drain
Sanchez,
twice.
Yo.
Paul Pogba.
Fam,
You
fam.
man-
Arsene Wenger said it best. Every guy thinks they have the prettiest wife at home. Like it happens. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been there where you look back on certain exes you haven't been like, rah. Like that's all it is, isn't it? You just one of them. I'm saying he one of them exes that you look back and just go. I can't remember running Wan-Bissaka pro. I remember.
The only difference is I was saying it to I was saying it to my gal. I was saying it to you when we was just in the bedroom, like, yo, babe, you're all right, you know. And then afterwards I said, you man are saying, yo, you're opening the window. Hey, motherfuckers.
We've been
Look
there,
at my
fam.
missus.
I know. Wait, I know you've got dons on social media, yeah, that you've seen with certain things, and you're like, yo, why are you broadcasting this? For? You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, fam, this ain't it, but he happy, she happy. You're learning it. You know what I'm saying? In that. That's what it is. Everyone thinks they got the prettiest wife at home in it. Like, that's what Arsene Wenger said, and that's the facts of the matter. Because I was propping up Wan-Bissaka, but yeah, we've been done. Absolutely. But that's what you do, though. You overhype your players. We all do it to an extent, some more than others. But yeah, I do it with United, definitely. But I'm biased towards United. So, of course, I'm going to look for the very best and try and see all of the positives. It's like Lewis with the Christensen thing. He's still trying to see the positives. All the sign, all the alarm bells,
Yeah, but
hella red flags.
You said all the overhyped players, though, and you said personally, you know Christensen is the hype.
No, Christensen's cold. Yeah, no. Not
Yeah, but
overhyped
he's
in
still
terms
leaving,
of talent. I'm talking about him leaving.
regardless.
Yeah.
He's not
I'm talking about him
fucking leaving.
He's not fucking leaving.
Man said
fucking
he's
leaving.
not leaving. Hey, bro, I'm gonna
He's
do
not
domestic
fucking
abuse.
leaving.
You know?
Oi.
Man, drinking cans.
Arsenal fans in the
Domestic
chat,
abuse,
flip it.
bro. Relax, bro.
Let me enjoy my energy
He's
drink.
not
man. Come on.
leaving, bro.
You know what that
On to the
reminded me of?
second stream in a
Wolf
row.
of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street, man. That's what it
Yeah,
reminded
yeah,
me
that's
of.
what I
That.
was
I'm not
thinking,
fucking
bro.
leaving.
He's gonna feed that Quaalude.
Big up
bro.
Goody as well, my
He's
guy.
Christensen in the next game, wavy, bro. Quaalude out, bro. Lewis is like, nope.
I said
I got you.
before he drops another man of the match on Liverpool's head in the Carabao Cup final. But we move.
Like Christensen cold, don't get mistaken.
Nah,
Like,
he is
as a
cold.
player, like he is. He is.
a
But
goat.
you
It's
lot
just
are
him.
gonna get slapped, bro. We're gonna
It's
move.
just him leaving.
You're gonna move to you. Like,
But yeah, man. So
And he's
far,
taking
all
us
good,
to
man.
Equator with him.
No,
Yeah, that's all
no
good. We'll move on to the next side because I know there's a lot to discuss on this. Babs, shall we talk about Arsenal in 2022, bro? Because I feel like
Yeah, let's
there's a
go
few
for it.
topics we need to discuss. First off, we'll obviously start off with the game. 0-0 draw against Burnley at home. I won't say too much because drawing at home to Burnley is actually
missed
for
the match
some
before
teams.
that.
So we won't speak too much on that. But Babs, talk to me about Arsenal's form this year because what's happened to you lot? You lot have fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, form-wise we have, but I'm not going to overreact because I can kind of clearly see why. We've in all the games so far this year, we've only had one game with our back six, which is very pivotal to Arsenal. If you watch Arsenal play this year, you know that those 6 key players, as in the goalkeeper, the back 4, and the 2 midfielders in front, or 7, sorry, those are very important for Arsenal to function properly. So the only game they've played this year is Man City, and I would say we were unlucky to lose that. So And even in terms of league form, because that's our priority this year, we've only lost one game. In our last 5-6, we've lost one game, drawn one, and won 4 or 5. So I think the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup has skewed narrative around Arsenal a bit, but it's understandable because if Arsenal lose games, people want to talk about it.
But did you want to go for a trophy? Surely you wanted to go for a trophy this
No,
season.
of course I did. I've always said to be successful, you need to win a trophy. But for me, that game against Liverpool, we were set up to fail without the midfield, and that's our fault because Partey got sent off. But first he had AFCON, and in terms of Xhaka as well, it was a red card. So it's annoying. But I kind of expected to lose in a sense because Arsenal are that bad without the midfielders because we just don't have any other options. Like Liverpool without Salah and Mane still have players in those positions that are actual wingers, whereas Arsenal without Xhaka and Partey have no midfielders at all, or just one in Sambi Lokonga.
But you spent 200 million. You should have addressed 250 million. You should have addressed that problem and have a third midfielder. That's
We did, and that was Sambi Lokonga.
Fault, surely. And then,
Sambi
that's
Lokonga with
3.
who else?
That's it.
So our 4 midfielders that we have is El Neni, AFCON, Partey, AFCON, Xhaka, red card, and Sambi was fit.
That's
Yeah, but
still
you
not
knew that
enough.
AFCON,
Boy.
like there people say
Fourth
to
for
us,
a Premier League team.
there-
So
It's
2 of the
not
players going to AFCON, one gets sent off, and we have one left.
no, but bare people say to us, you know that AFCON's coming, you're going to lose Salah and Mane. That goes to you. You knew that AFCON was
You
coming.
knew
and
that.
You knew you was going to lose.
No, we did know
El Neni
AFCON was
and
coming,
Partey.
but we tried
Yeah,
to.
so then how do you
so
let
we
Maitland-Niles go?
because Maitland-Niles wanted to go. So Arsenal just we tried to keep him in the summer. He tried to force an exit. So Arsenal must have said to him, "Listen, we'll keep him until January, and then once that happens, we'll let you go." So there must have been an agreement behind the scenes. I'm not going to make a lot of that. But what I will say is, in terms of what Neel said about Arsenal spending so much in the summer, we did, but we had so much to address. So to add another centre midfielder on top of that would have been hard. Because we still got a centre striker, a midfielder, a right back, a goalkeeper, a centre back, another midfielder, and a left back. So this isn't FIFA, my friend. You
But
can't just
this is
sign
the
players
thing.
at will.
If you need to make
Not
all,
even FIFA, bro. Trust me,
this is the
my
thing.
squad knows.
if you need to make all of those signings, is Arsenal a team ready for the top 4 just yet?
No, but we made the signings though. We've made most of the signings.
No, you haven't. Because you.
But
No,
then
as
why
in,
just
we
six
have.
names?
What you
You
on about?
haven't
We signed a
prepared
goalkeeper,
for the
a right
strength
back, a
and
centre back.
Yeah, but you still
You
need
haven't
a
got
centre
the strength and
midfielder.
depth.
You still need
One second. The
forward.
only position Arsenal lacks strength and depth in my opinion, what hurts us the most is central midfield. That's the only. We've got 2 left backs, we've got 2
strike.
right backs.
and strikers.
No, striker as well, but striker for me,
Strikers.
I think it's become a bit overrated in the recent seasons. If you look at the
And
teams
your
that
centre-backs,
are really
actually.
fighting for the top,
And
this is
your
what I'll say. One sec. I think no, we've got centre backs. We've got enough centre backs. The issue isn't defence; it is the midfield.
quality.
Because people go in terms of goals. Oh, Arsenal need a new striker because the striker will score goals. But to score goals for a striker, you need to make chances. And the only time Arsenal make chances is when you have the pivot in midfield that provides the ball forward to the likes of Odegaard where they can thrive. So it's not actually just striker. Striker is a very naive way to look at it because back in the day, strikers used to score goals. They do score goals, but you need to make chances for them. And Arsenal scored the most goals when Xhaka returned to the team, and that's because Xhaka and Partey alongside the midfield can then allow the likes of Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli to make more chances to score more goals. It wasn't the fact that we dropped Aubameyang. We dropped our main goal scorer for the last 2 years, and we scored 20 goals in 5 games. So this idea behind signing a striker to score goals is a bit old school. If you look at City got 100 points in the calendar year, broke the record without a single recognised centre forward. It's about making chances.
That's an
to stay under
anomaly.
pressure.
But they play.
It is not an anomaly because even
It is
Liverpool
an
don't have a
anomaly.
recognised
How many other
centre
teams have done
forward.
that?
Liverpool's
Here's the thing,
striker
no,
isn't a goal
no,
scorer.
but we play
Goals
on
are
the
coming from
pitch.
elsewhere. That's my
No,
point.
goals do come from elsewhere, but the reason why I say it, they're just 2 great sides. That's why they're
Yeah, but the reason why they're so great is because the goals come so shared around. And so with Arsenal trying to eventually get to that level, we can't just go in, have a striker that's the only guy. I mean, sir, this is how I look at it, right? You look at
I won't say
Chelsea's
Liverpool share goals around.
One second. You look at Chelsea's approach.
80% Salah.
Chelsea's approach to fight between Liverpool
Daniel,
and
I'm a
City
whole
was to
one,
sign a
so-
£100 million striker, right? In R9, according to Lewis. But the idea behind that was a lot of Chelsea fans, even before Lukaku's interview, were saying with Lukaku in that team, they were playing worse off. So sometimes with a striker, he'll score more goals, yeah, but he won't allow the team to then play to their full ability either. That's why Lacazette isn't as good a goal scorer as Aubameyang, but when Lacazette plays, the other players play better.
The only
No,
thing
I'm
I'd
not
say about
buying it
that
still.
with Chelsea is they bought the wrong striker. They could play.
No,
they play a certain way, and they bought a striker who doesn't fit that way of playing. They knew that they bought.
So
him, and that's
who would have
just
fit
not
that
working.
way?
Harry Kane would have been perfect for Chelsea.
Because Harry Kane's a facilitator, and that's what Arsenal were looking to sign to strike.
I think he would have.
Until we get to a final,
Yeah,
of course. But yeah,
The players they were looking to sign, Haaland and Lukaku, are great goal scorers, but they're not the striker that they want. And then the profile, what Tuchel would want. But because they're goal scorers, Chelsea thought, okay, we'll just add 30 goals to the team. not expecting the likes of Havertz to continue scoring and Mount to continue scoring. So that's why Arsenal right now have so
Havertz
many
to
different
continue.
strikers they want to sign.
When has Havertz been?
No, the other players. Chelsea
no,
scored.
what we need
Who's
is
Chelsea's
that
top goal scorer
Has
last
done
year?
it again. Let's talk about Forest, bruv. Why are we playing them in the next round and not you?
That wasn't the game before. That was Liverpool, though. You said the game before, though.
No,
Go,
your
Neel.
game before.
Let's go, Neil. Neil,
No, but you said so. We said
Hey,
the
that's all I
Burnley
got.
game, and the game before was a Liverpool game.
Neil,
But why are you
Right,
playing
but
let's
Forest? Is
talk about
because Arsenal
Forest.
did not
Why
take
are
the
we
FA
not
Cup
playing you in
seriously
the
this
cup?
year.
Why are we not playing you in the cup? And why are we playing? We had 8
Because
players and we still
application.
managed to get through. Why did you
One
not
second,
come?
bro. If you're gonna ask the question, let me answer it before you jump in your answer. If you want to answer your own
Shit,
question, go
okay,
for
he's
it, bro.
coming on vibes. Come on, let's go.
So, what my idea behind that is, it was application. Arteta played a team. He had a young team with a lot of young players, right? A lot of first team players not starting in that game. And that's what it goes to once again show how poor this Arsenal squad is without their first team senior players. And we would like to once again in that game was central midfield. Sambi Lukonga and Charlie Patino, 21 years of age and 18 years of age, could not cope against a championship team, right? So then how are these guys meant to cope against Liverpool or any other Premier League team?
We just
Can I
talked
ask you
about
a
Forest,
question?
bruv.
Can I ask you- can I ask you- no, can I ask you a
Yeah, I'm
question,
talking about
before
Forest.
you
Yeah,
go
Forest. I'm
Can I
talking
ask you a
about
question?
Forest.
That Arsenal, even though what you're saying is right about the Arsenal
Yeah.
central midfield not being good enough, that team is good enough to beat Forest. The team you put out was good enough to beat Forest.
It's 100%
110%. You had Saka,
Yeah,
you
that's
had
why I said
Martinelli, you had
application.
Odegaard.
That's why I said application. But once again,
So is that
my
that
issue
sounds-
was
when you say
management as
wait,
well.
wait, wait. When you say application, can you go further on that? What do you mean? Like, was
I'll
it
give you a
hard work?
perfect
What was the
example.
issue? Yeah, go on.
So application in that game, we took off a player in the 30th minute, Nuno Tavares. Took him
Mm-hmm.
off. Arteta never takes off players that soon. But application, sometimes players can have poor games, but they're trying to do the manager's plan. So the manager will keep him on. Right, but sometimes players are actively trying to not do that, or their attitude's not on, or they're not running enough. And that was a game where that epitomised why Arsenal knocked out the FA Cup. Because no matter what game you play, whether it's Forest, a Championship team, a League One team, or a Premier League team, if your application is not on point, you're gonna struggle. So that just summarises that Arsenal team for the day. It was a bad day. Am I distraught about Arsenal not being in the FA Cup? Not really, right? But obviously, I'd like to see us win a trophy. But I also thought the Carabao Cup was still there. And then obviously Liverpool came on and did their business at the Emirates.
No. This is what I don't understand. It was never there because you was playing us. But yeah, one
Yeah,
thing I
that's
wanna-
No, but it was we were in the semi-final,
Also,
so we're more likely to win the
was-
Carabao Cup than the FA Cup. No,
Also, Saint,
Not
do you remember when he
really,
came?
I don't-
Remember when you
what do you
came
mean not
on
really? We're
Shameless
closer
last
to
time?
one. That's just facts.
Yeah,
Remember when he
closer,
came on
yeah,
Shameless
you're
last time?
closer.
and
Yeah, so
this
the
man was
idea
top four
behind it
with
is that-
three
is that-
and he's just trying to talk over me. There
Oh
we go.
yeah, but before we get to that, Laja
I've got one
Igaldo,
question.
before you go in it, big up to Igal in it because he stopped the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg watch along streaming it. So just want to say big up. Go send your thoughts and praise to him. Yeah, he cut his watch along short and that. Like it was
Is
a Carabao
it?
Cup semi-final. Yeah, you stopped the watch along. Man, cut
Have
the
you seen the
stream
clip
off,
on
yo.
Twitter?
Where
Biggest
are
game of
you?
the
But,
tournament. Where are you, Tottenham?
I think
That's hilarious.
what we saw on the weekend, though, I think that was the most important game out of the games that we've played since City, is the fact that Arsenal dropped points against a team that Arsenal should be beating. But once again, the midfield was the issue. The 4-3-3 does not work. Unless,
We're
Hold on.
talking about a
Question, yeah? You
championship
spent
level
20
team, bruv. You are a
yeah, we've
wait,
moved
wait,
on. We
wait,
discussed the
you're
game.
Arsenal.
You made your
No,
point.
wait,
You got your
you're
laugh,
big-
so we moved on
You
from
are a
it.
brand. You are a brand of
Wait,
football. You're
I'm
known
confused.
internationally. You've got one of the biggest fan bases.
What do you want me
in the
to
world.
answer now?
You should
Give me
be
another question.
beating- You should be beating
got one.
the championship team. There is no.
What, you think I
excuse.
don't know
The FA
that?
Cup used to be your trophy.
Well, I've got a question that kind of encapsulates that a little bit. Listen, you spent 200 or so plus million, and you're talking about not having glaring holes in a team. It seem like the foresight and the management seems a little bit all over the place. Why you would go
No.
for a player like
Not at all.
why you would go for a player like Lokonga, who isn't ready now, but seems to be in
He
a
is ready.
position that is the most needed. And all I ever get from Arsenal fans is, oh, he's young and he's not quite ready yet, and he's playing more.
No, he's
games
ready,
than-
but there's a reason behind that.
So then I'm like, hold on a second, wouldn't it have made more sense for you to have got someone who was like you spent 200 million on a young squad, and
We didn't spend 200 million pounds, 150 million pounds. The way you get 50 million pounds from, bro?
I don't need to get
250 over 2 seasons. What we move.
Okay,
Yeah, but you
Cool.
said last
Arteta.
season, no?
so
You said
you
last
got
season, no?
250 over 2 seasons, 150 this season. Whichever way you want to see it, yeah. You spent
Okay.
a bag of money on youth,
Yeah.
and you expect the Premier League to kind of like afford you some kind of like, oh, but
No,
they
no
are
one said
really
that.
young. It's like, hold on a second, you should have planned. You can't win anything with a bag of kids. You're gonna have to like integrate them with some experience and with some older players, and that you should have like challenged a bit better. You're talking about Nottingham, you're talking about how you came out of the FA Cup and that, and it was application. For you to be out of all the only cups realistically that you lot are going for are Carabao and FA Cup, unless
Your
I'm wrong.
trophies.
Those are the only trophies that are realistic within your realm. So for you to
Yeah.
be in any of those cups and then say that application is the reason why you weren't able to, that's
Breach.
fucking mad. That doesn't make no
No,
sense.
it is mad, but I think you guys are really skewing the argument here.
No.
Let's talk about money spent from Arsenal.
man.
Bro, how long is this question? It's like a essay or something. Bro, what are you asking?
We can keep it going.
I'm confused. He asked me about Sammy Lukonga 5 minutes ago. I tried to answer it and he keeps on going in. I'm very confused here. Do you want me to answer your question or you want to continue going? Please, I want to know. I want some clarity here. Please, just give me some clarity.
Let's keep it going.
There's 2 questions.
Bro, it's been like 5 minutes. How many more 2 questions do you have?
Write it down. And
Go on,
remember it.
continue. Please do continue. Continue, go on.
I've got the management question in that. You lot, what's
Answer
going on
it.
with the
Go on. Give me the question. I'll answer it.
The question is, it's fucking bad management if you've got.
That's not a question. That's a statement. Bro, what's wrong with you? Give me a question.
My question is,
How
have you spent 150 million and still moaning over the fact that you've got holes in your team and you haven't
all right,
fucking managed?
now let me answer this question because this is such an easy answer, a question to answer because it's so obvious, but obviously not everyone's going to understand it because you don't watch Arsenal play week in, week out. Arsenal spent 150 million pounds because for the last 5 years we were neglected in terms of money spent compared to Chelsea, compared to United and the other top 4 rivals. So that 150 million pounds wasn't spent to improve the squad. It was spent to improve the first team. You look at the money that Arsenal spent in terms of players wise. Ramsdale, has he improved the first team? Yes, he has. Tomiyasu, has he improved the first team? Yes, he has. Ben White, yes, he has. Tavares was for backup. Is he providing us backup? Yes, he is. Who else did we sign? Sambi Lukonga was provided to give. He wasn't meant to be our main midfield signing. We tried to actively sign Ruben Neves, Bruno Guimaraes, and other players, but Xhaka's with the Roma fell through, so we kept Xhaka. Right? But Sambi Lukonga was meant to be a rotational midfielder, which he is doing perfectly fine. Now, you asked why he struggled. Not because he's young, not because he's not ready, it's because he's number 8, not number 6. So you play him in a midfield 3, where you have 2 number 8s that are going to attack. You can't have him as that role, because he's not the type of player. But Arteta has forced him playing there right now because we have no other options, where it'd be Partey or Xhaka. That's the reason why. If you play Sambi Lukonga in a midfield 3, but he be on the 8, he'll thrive. Because a lot of fans have looked at Matteo Guendouzi, he's gone to Marseille, he's done fantastic, but he's playing as a midfield 8, his actual position. So let's not judge Lukonga until he actually plays there, or is allowed to play there. And he has played in a few games against Chelsea, I think he was decent at the start of the season. Against Brentford, I think he was decent there as well. We lost the games, but he was decent. Who else did Arsenal sign? Martin Odegaard improves the first team as well. So that £150 million was not wasted. It just once again showed how poor the previous regimes were in terms of the players that were already in those positions. That's why Arsenal were 8th last year and are 5 for 4th right now.
Right. Okay. And then answer my application question. How is it that in the two biggest games, because they are your 2 biggest games, because they're the two cups that are realistic to you, the application is the reason that you come out of them to lower opposition?
Well, that's incorrect because the application was wrong in the Forest game. The Liverpool game was an application. It was the first game, if anything, wasn't an application in that first leg. Because in that 1 second, let me answer the question. But what's this? So in that first leg against Liverpool, the application was perfectly fine. Down in 10 minutes until we still come out with 0-0 draw. That's actually a pretty decent result with circumstances taken into account, right? And then you go into the second leg and you look at how Arsenal lost that game. It was very, very fine margins. Liverpool's first goal wasn't a so-called big chance. It wasn't a chance where we'd given you an opportunity. Liverpool were good in that day. They were. But I expect them to be good because their spine, the title-winning spine, remains there. Alisson, Van Dijk, Matip, Fabinho, and a striker in Firmino. So that spine is still top draw. So when you have such a good spine there, you're allowed to have Mane and Salah out, and you'll still be good as a team. You'll still play well, right? And the goals you scored was a shot from Jota in the first half, which went through a couple defenders' legs, and keeper missed it by an inch, right? He couldn't see the ball until so late. So again, it's a fine margin goal. It isn't a goal where Arsenal's system is wrong or tactics are wrong, and Arsenal being cost issues. And also in that game, the right back that we played, Tomiyasu, which in that first goal he was ripped apart. He hadn't trained the entire week, but we were forced to play him because Chambers was injured with a head injury, and Cedric had COVID. So we had no other right backs to play. Okay? Let's move on to the second goal you scored, right? Offside, not offside, is very close, okay? But again, that was the first big chance he'd created almost in the game, and that was in the 70th, 80th minute. Arsenal should score in that second half. Lacazette 1-on-1 misses the chance. We hit the crossbar in the first 5 minutes. Fine margins. We did not lose that game because of tactics, so I can't blame the manager for it. We didn't lose the game because of application. It was just that Liverpool are a better team. Liverpool are a better team right now. We are a weakened team without our midfield, and you have a spine that is still your top spine.
That's true.
That is
They're
the
missing
issue.
their
What
two
I
best
didn't
attacking
like-
players, though. They're missing
What?
their two.
No,
best
they're
attacking
missing
players.
it, but you're forgetting the importance of the
I hear
spine.
that, the spine,
Because
the spine.
you go through why Arsenal.
But you went
So
from that.
listen,
to
now this is where I go back to. This is why I'm not
accountability.
overreacting after the entire the last month so far. Is because in the entire month, yes, Arsenal ain't won a game so far. That's worrying. But we've only lost one league game in that period of time. And the league is our most important thing this year. Top 4 is our most important goal.
only thing.
I'm not a fan
all
of.
that's left.
No, I'm not personally a fan of just going for top 4. I want to win a trophy as well, right? I've always said this. I said this at the start of the year, right? But in terms of Arsenal, the owners
why
and the
you went
manager,
big.
they have identified Champions League football as the priority. So in that period of time, one loss and one draw, while it's not ideal, only one of those games was actually poor against Burnley, which Arsenal could have easily won if the striker had put a tap in, right? And even against Man City, which obviously we weren't here. I wasn't here for that. We didn't discuss that game as much, but I think that game was an epitome of when Arsenal have their spine fit and their back seven fit with the midfield and defence, we can cause one of the best teams in league issues. Was that not enough for you guys to see when Arsenal have those players fit and available? Arsenal are a decent team. Do you guys watch that game in the first half and go, "Oh, well,
I
Arsenal look all
agree
over
with
the
that.
place"?
That's also only on the basis of one game.
Now,
Now,
Like,
one more
it's
thing
not
on that
FA
spine, though. One more thing on that, especially that midfield. Our starting pivot, right? And Flawless knows how important a midfield is because you can see how poor United is, right? So you look at Arsenal's midfield with Xhaka and Partey. That's Arsenal's go-to starting pivot, right? They've started 7 games this season. Out of a 20 league game season, only 7 games they've started. And out of 7, we won 5, lost 2, but one of those 1 games was against Man City, which obviously could have gone
I
either
hear
way.
that. And even though it's your better start, so I'm not even going to dispute it being your best because you watch Arsenal more often than me. I'm just saying for where Arsenal are trying to go to, that is not good.
Yeah.
enough. You
It's
go
not
into
good
the
enough.
Champions. If you go into the Champions League with Xhaka and Partey as your double pivot,
Die.
and play a good side.
But that won't
you
be
are
the case,
getting
though.
sent- You are getting
That
sent to
won't be the
heavenly
case, though,
gates.
Flawless. The case here
Why
is
would it
can
be the
Arsenal
case?
get into the Champions League? So is Xhaka and Partey good enough to
I don't
get us
think they're
there
good
to the
enough.
first place?
I don't think
I
they're
think
good.
they
I don't
clearly
think
are.
they are
And as I
either.
just
I
said,
don't
out of the
think they
7
are.
games that
We've had
Arsenal
this-
have played
we've
with
had
them
this-
starting, scored 20 goals, conceded 6 goals,
hear-
won 5, lost 2. So
Yeah.
my point is, when they start, Arsenal win, we have a 72% win rate with them in the team and 46 without them. So
That's cool.
we're
Like
a
I said,
better
I
team
still
with
don't
them
think
in
they're
that
good.
team. So
I
can
agree with
Arsenal
that.
get top 4 with Xhaka? Yes, we can. It was not just Xhaka and Partey. With that pivot, I think they can. But once we get there, it's
gonna
kind of
find
clear.
out.
Arsenal want to sign a new midfielder. We're seeing it today with Bruno Guimaraes.
And
We're
the
seeing it with
striker,
Fabrizio
what happened there?
Romano. And a striker as well. So Arsenal know what to
I
address
think it's
now.
wild that they're good enough.
And they're going to look to do it in the next window and this window.
Does that
But
get
you have
affected
to
on
get
league position,
Champions
though?
League. That's the reason
Pardon?
why
So,
you couldn't attract Isak and you couldn't.
One
attract
second, man. I'm trying to hit one person at a time.
Yeah, it's cool. No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
me and Neil,
fine.
so it's cool. All I'm saying is, yeah, does that? I was on the same thought process as Neil. Does that affect it on who you go and get in midfield and attack? If you finish, say you finish 5th or you finish 4th, does that affect? Do
I don't
you
think
believe
so.
it affects it? Okay.
I don't think so in the sense of it depends on what Arsenal's manager has in mind because he's the guy in charge of transfers as much as the directors are, right? Because he's a manager. So his main target in strike was Vlahovic, but he had so many alternatives. So Isak, Vlahovic, Jonathan David, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. These are all strikers that Arsenal could financially afford. And finances are, for me, the most important things in transfers. People talk about pool and stuff and Champions League football, but I've seen Arsenal sign a lot of expensive players out of the Champions League and even out of the Europa League, right? It's about how much money can you offer these players? Can you afford them? Yes, we can. And we're not going for the big targets
project.
anyways. We're not going for Haalands and we're not going for Declan Rice's because those are the players that you need Champions League football for. The players that Arsenal want, Guimaraes Rice and Isak and Calvert-Lewin, for example, Arsenal can attract even without Champions League football. But with that in mind, Arsenal have realised that now going into this end of the season, they see United are a bit still very shaky. They see Tottenham as a decent team that's growing, but still see them as a team that we can take advantage over, and hence why they're looking to spend money on a striker. So let's see what happens the next 5-6 days. Can Arsenal get that striker of the line and sign a midfielder? But for me, it's not about striker midfield. It's about keeping the midfield pivot fit. If they are fit and available, because they could get red cards, I think Arsenal stand a good chance of getting the top 4, in my opinion.
You just
Big
said
up.
Isak, he's not coming. He just said he's not interested in the move, but we move.
No
Oh
one
yeah,
said
and
that.
Vlahovic as well. Apparently he wants you.
Vlahovic is not interested.
No,
He
Vlahovic's
wants his
over.
team that's
I already
got
said Vlahovic's
Champions League
Vlahovic's
football.
is over.
Yeah,
Vlahovic is
him-
done. Vlahovic was not Champions League football because this is why that's a lie, my friend. Because Atletico
It's not
Madrid
hard.
made an offer to sign Vlahovic in the summer. So if it was Champions League football, then why didn't you go Atletico Madrid Vlahovic? Right? It's because
No,
he wanted to
didn't
stay in
wanna come to you. We're
Italy.
not talking about Atletico. He's talking about you.
No, you
didn't
said that
come
we
to
need
you.
Champions League
Oh,
football to
I
attract
definitely don't know the
Vlahovic.
facts. I'm
One
just
second.
hearing
You
it.
asked the question of why do Arsenal need Champions League football to attract Vlahovic? That wasn't the case because Atletico wanted him. They offered more money than Arsenal did in the summer. And Champions League football and Diego Simeone and a league title, by the way. They just won the league title and he said no to them as well. right? He wanted to stay in Italy. He wanted to go to Juventus, and he's gone to Juventus. That's all it is. He rejected Tottenham as well.
You weren't
So
saying the
Antonio
same thing
Conte,
last
as
week,
great as a
my
manager
boy.
he is, what did I say last week?
You weren't saying last week.
I wasn't even here last week. What are you on about? You making stuff up?
You just. It's fine, man. Again, when we played it last week, you'd be
I'm
able to see,
confused. I
but
wasn't
it's
even
just-
here last week. Bro,
Was
we
it
ain't been here
last
for 2
week,
weeks.
before? The last time we did Shameless and I was on.
What are you on about?
Has absolutely nothing to do with
Brother.
Chelsea's form, but we move.
Because I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
wasn't.
No
So
one said
when was the
Vlahovic's
last time
coming.
we
All
came
we
on?
said
I'm
is
trying to
Vlahovic.
think.
We put the money on the
Just like
table.
2
We
weeks ago.
did. It's confirmed.
Wait,
We
we did?
the CEO confirmed it. The Arsenal put money on the table, and we had the offer accepted as well. And then it was all down to the player and his agent. And as Fabrizio Romano's confirmed, it was that they had the idea of going to Juventus, and that's what they're getting. That's all it is. There's no hard
But
feelings
no,
here.
but he
It
wasn't
makes sense for him to stay in
convinced by
Italy.
Arsenal.
It makes sense to go Juventus.
He
But for
quoted and
Arsenal's
said
sake,
he's
I'm not
not
worried
going
because
to
we have so
Arsenal.
many
He's
other
not
alternatives.
convinced by Arsenal.
Where I'd be more worried here, right, is if Arsenal could not afford their targets, unlike Leicester City, who go for small players. If we couldn't afford our players, right, and our owners were willing to back that, I'd be more scared. I'd be more like, oh, these owners are backing us, cronky out, blah, blah, blah. But the owners are backing the manager. They're giving money to spend. If they spend that wisely, Arsenal will be back in business.
But you could
What do
argue
you mean
and say
back
that
in business?
Leicester's a
Back
better
in
run
business,
club
as
than
in if you
Arsenal.
spend money, it's no
Yeah.
coincidence why City and Liverpool and Chelsea in particular, Chelsea and City, you get to the top by spending money correctly, right? So with the way Arsenal spent money this summer, the £150 million, did we use that correctly? Yes, we did, because we improved the first team. So if they can do that again with striker and midfield, Arsenal will only get better, and then only hopefully compete with the better teams. That's how it'll go. Our goal isn't to do what United did on the social, where they get top four, another year top four, and then they have no title charge. Our goal is get Champions League football this year, and then next year, with the right additions and the right level raises, find a way to join that top 3 conversation.
Top
You are a
three.
long way off. You are a long way off
Top
that.
three.
Bro,
That's what I'm just going. The top. That, bro, what's
Yeah,
the
what I'm
shake?
saying is,
I'm just
no,
going
what
through
I'm
what the
saying
Arsenal
is-
board wants to
I'm
do.
saying, no,
That's
what I'm saying is,
crazy.
I'm saying the gap between everybody, including my own club, Bhavss, and the top 3 is huge.
It's
Is what I'm
massive.
saying.
No,
That's
the gap
more than
might
a
be
season.
huge. I hear that. I'm not saying we're gonna do that. I'm saying the goal for the board is why they're spending so much money in the first place, why they
They're trying
spent
to
the
get
most in the summer out of all Europe, and then spend again willing to spend £70 million this window. Which, by the way, when do Arsenal ever do that? We ain't sold anyone. We ain't sold any big players. That to me shows ambition financially, which is what for me is more exciting than to see Arsenal have pull and attraction and all that football Twitter banter. It's all about, can Arsenal spend money? Yes, we can. Let's just see if we can spend it the right way.
But you haven't. Well, you have.
That's
but
a,
also
that's a
it's
complete and utter
very
lie. You don't have to
expensive
lie,
players.
You don't have to lie, you know.
No,
You don't, what do you mean?
the
We spend it
face like I'm
perfectly
lying.
fine. Please go through the
I love
signings
it,
that
Bhavs.
Arsenal made
That's
for
good.
big money under Arteta. Is Partey a flop?
50
Is Partey a
million
Does Partey make Arsenal better? Does Partey make
Partey,
Arsenal better? Yes or
Ben
no?
White
Answer the
for
question.
50 million.
I'm talking about, does Partey make Arsenal
That's a
better?
lot of
You know,
money right
wait,
there.
Yeah, we
wait,
spent no money on Willian. He's a free
here's the
transfer.
thing
I'm
though,
talking about
here's
money
the
we
thing
spent
though.
on players.
Nah,
Does
this thing could be
Partey make
true though.
Arsenal better? Yes.
No, here's
Does
the
White
thing.
make Arsenal better? Yes. Does Gabriel
No,
make
he
Arsenal better?
uses
Yes.
that game,
Does
bro.
Tomiyasu make Arsenal better?
Game on
Yes.
what?
Does
50
Ramsdale make
million?
Arsenal better? Yes.
Here's the
Does
thing,
Odegaard make
it's
Arsenal better?
I hear
Yes.
that.
So where
50
do you get
million
this
pounds.
agenda from that
Baz,
Arsenal not
Baz.
spending their money correctly?
Agenda,
Baz.
bro.
Baz,
They don't- they
Baz,
don't-
It's
they
not.
don't-
It's
they
not
don't-
It is.
personal, Bab.
You're lying,
It's
dude.
not personal.
Baz,
You
here's the
don't have
thing
to
with
lie,
it,
you
bro.
know.
It's not.
Nah,
Okay,
here's
why
the
are you
thing
getting
with-
so triggered, bruv?
I'm not getting triggered. I'm answering your
No.
question. How is that getting
It's not
triggered?
that big a deal. Why are you getting
What's
triggered?
going on
You
here?
okay?
So what? Are we not allowed to answer
Would you
questions
like-
nowadays? Because if you answer questions, we're
I'm
I'm going
triggered.
to say,
Triggered.
Babs, though. I'm going to say, just because a player comes into your team, and this is not just Arsenal, this is in general. Just because a player comes into your team and improves it, doesn't mean he was a good signing, depending on where you're trying to go. I think a lot of players.
Why is the, wait, hang on. So
are not
isn't
good
the
at
whole
them too.
well, that's a bit
What do you
skewed
mean?
No,
because
it's not. No,
isn't
no,
the
it's
whole
not
reason
skewed.
for
Just
signing
wait,
players to
you
improve
went
your
in the
team?
whole-
So if
yeah,
Arsenal
No,
Hold
it's
improves
on
the
a
team,
second, hold on a second, Babs,
No,
Babs.
Go on.
No, you
Go on,
just
go on.
said that the board's ambitions are to go into to challenge, get a
fight for the
midfielder.
Premier League title. That's the board's
Wait,
ambition.
And with the gradient of
Tomiyasu?
players in which you've bought,
With Ben White?
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, with
That's
these
what I'm trying
players.
to say.
Not
Yes,
gonna
they
happen with
improved.
players.
Yes, they
It's not
improved,
gonna happen,
your
bruv.
players because
One
you were
second,
eight,
one
and they'll
person
make
at a
you,
time.
like,
Go on, say it.
they
You can't
improve
handle
your players.
multiple smoke. It's all good.
Oh my god. No, I've got 2 pairs of ears. I don't have 4. You know.
You've got.
Turn
you
your
went
camera on,
from
brother. I
an
want to see your face.
You went from an 8.
I tried to
you
turn my
went from an
camera on, but listen what
18.
happens when I turn it on.
What it was saying. I remember the last time you came on Shameless, innit? And it was remember him and Egal just going off on one, and I was like, it's a
Yeah.
very
That was months
different
ago.
Vibes and a very
was-
different
that was
Arsenal
months
right
ago.
then.
Oh my
where he
God.
couldn't breathe.
And
he had to
again,
reach
the
Taylor and
argument
that.
hasn't
He was, like,
changed. The
speaking
argument,
so
if
much.
anything, it's
But
been
the thing
further
is,
backed
the
up.
thing is,
He just
We said
has
that
to
Arsenal
speak
fight for
over
top
because
4. We're
that's the
fighting
only
for
way
top
that
4.
he
We
can
ain't fighting
keep
mid-table like
doing
certain other
things.
teams.
always saying. All
I'm
I'm
on
saying
smoke,
is
bro. I
the
told you.
aspirations.
Bruv, you ain't a smoke. You can't even hold your own bottle, bruv. Hold leads after 12 seconds and see what happens, man.
Are you done, or do you want to continue? Please continue about Leicester.
Can I just ask you a question, Neil, right? Because I get
Go
it,
for
you
it,
don't
man.
like
I'm all
Arsenal.
here
I get
for
we
it.
might have hurt
Come
you.
at
We
Smoke,
might
you come
hurt
at me.
you. I hear that. We might hurt you, right? But please tell me, and Lewis can back this up. As an Arsenal fan, I've spent most of my life looking at Tottenham Hotspur as serial bottlers. What I want to ask you is, how on earth have you found a way to out-bottle Tottenham Hotspur? Because I'm struggling to understand that. Whether it was last season Champions League football, which you bottled against Tottenham Hotspur, or 12 seconds left of the game and you somehow go from 2-1 up to 3-2 down, please explain to me, my friend.
But they wanted.
We will get there. Don't worry. We will get there.
What do you mean we'll get there? Don't deflect. Answer the question. I'm not going to be here for that
We
long.
will
I've
get
got to
there.
do
Lewis
things.
will give his
Right? I
time.
want to ask
Don't
you the
worry.
question right now.
And I love how you spin.
Oh, so see, I answer my questions. It's fine, but you deflect them. Okay, we get it, Arsene Wenger. Cool, say no more.
Like Beckham.
Deflection FC. I see how it is.
Right. Let's go through.
I'm all good.
Let's go through a few of the super chats. Give everyone a chance to chill. Fata says, "Imagine drawing to Burnley, and on the same day, the LA Rams are one win away from entering the Super Bowl. Does Kroenke even know that you lot are playing Burnley? Probably not. Probably not.
Well, Arteta had a meeting with him today, so probably did.
Oh shit! What? Would D Stan Kroenke or not Josh?
Bro, there's a photo that got come out today. Arteta's flown over to the US to have a meeting with Stan Kroenke. Yes.
Mad. Josh also says you play once a week and you still suck. Cry more. That's just petty. That's just next level petty.
Are you man offering Arteta another 2-year extension?
Yes, we are.
Let's
Now.
go.
No, not
What
now.
word did you use after the Forest game?
When?
Not now. So the contract situation, from what's been reported, and I'm just going off reliable reports here, is that Arsenal's goal is to give Arteta a 2-year contract extension before the end of the season. And the idea behind it is because, as the Athletic reported, Man City have been looking at Vieira, Arteta, Luis Enrique, and Graham Potter, I believe, as some candidates, as a future successor to Pep Guardiola. So with Arteta soon entering his final 12 months in his Arsenal contract, Arsenal have said, okay, we believe you changed the culture. We believe you're improving us. We see an upward trajectory. Hence why we are happy to extend your contract before the end of the season. But no extremely reliable reporter, as in Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein has confirmed that so far. But a reliable one has.
Man City are looking at pretty much everybody in terms of managers because they've got
That's
the
what
pick
I
of
was
the
gonna
cream
say.
of the crop. So it's not just
Yes.
them four. It's genuinely just
not.
everybody.
No, I'm
And
just
they've got
going off the four
and
names that
loads
were
of
listed off by the Athletic. So if they're looking at more, fair enough. But I'm just going
Ten
off what I've
Hag's
seen.
another one as well.
Yes, Ten Hag's another one. But the fact that Arteta is even on that list in the first place, does that not say that he's not a bum like most people try to make him out to be? No?
Well,
We're not
if
making
Man
out to be
City
a
want
bum,
him
we're
now,
making out to be average,
he could
and
still
that's
be a
okay.
bum, bro. He could still be a bum.
Nobody
And they
said he was a
perceive him
bum.
not to be.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? We'll ask Jan how she feels about that in a second. But
Oh, she loves him. Yeah.
what I want to know is, wouldn't it make more sense for you to wait until the end of the season, see what happens before offering him that?
Yeah, but when I
that
say before the end of the season, that doesn't mean tomorrow. That means towards the end of the season. That means maybe when top four is sorted. If Arsenal are out of the top four race, but even if Arsenal get fifth, I still think they get the contract to Arteta. If I'm being honest, the board loves him that much. I'll give you an example.
What if he gets
Last
seventh?
year,
Yes,
this
man.
time last year, or this time
What if he gets
thereabouts
seventh?
last year, last December, Arsenal was 16th, right? Remember we were 16th. Really,
Yeah,
really
I
rock
remember.
bottom, fighting. Literally, there was
I'd
reports
rather
coming
not
out that
remember last
if
December,
Arsenal got
thank you.
relegated, if Arsenal got relegated, they'd be some. Like, it was shit like that was coming out, kind of thing, right? Even then, Arsenal still backed Arteta. So much so they gave him £150 million to spend. So if Arsenal go up this year by a couple positions, whether it be fourth or fifth, right, or at least in the top six, I still think he gets that contract.
I hope he gets it.
For Europa League. Europa League will be a good step, I think. I think it's probably
I hear
too
him
soon
for
for
a long
Champions League.
time. If
If
gets
he
it,
ends
just
the
off the back of
season,
anything, eighth and
Europa
sixth,
Conference League, I'm gonna fucking cook him. Bro. I'm telling
There's
you.
no chance he gets that then. I think
Why is
all
there no
Arsenal fans
chance?
can agree.
Hold on.
No,
Why
because
is
I
there
think
no
it's
chance?
kind of the idea behind spending that money was to make Arsenal part of the big six again, right? The top six. That's the big six,
but
okay?
The reality is two different
So if
things.
Arsenal,
Babs.
for me, it's not I think Arsenal comfortably get top six in my opinion, right? So I'm not really worried about that. And for me, I keep saying it. I know that a lot of you guys are going to disagree right now, but you can shoot me as much as you want. I think if Arsenal have that midfield fit, we will get top four.
You think good chance of getting top four still?
100%. Unless we have that midfield out for the even one of those out, then it's a drastically different team.
Right, the
you
risk
said
of
that
stirring the
Xhaka and
pot
Arteta's
again. I
gone.
want to hear Flawless's thoughts on that.
Pardon?
On what thoughts? Go on, Lewis, with the smile on your face. You want to hear my thoughts on
John, at the risk of stirring the pot, I want to hear your thoughts now because you've said you think United are a shoo-in for top 4. Babs thinks Arsenal have a very
Slav
good chance
does
of
as
making
well.
top 4.
Well,
Slabs
Slav
yeah,
actually
no,
does,
come
but
on,
again, the
no,
difference
no,
between
sorry,
me, Babs, and the difference between me, Babs, and Slabs is that I will call out the deficiencies in my team and be honest. One of the reasons why I think Manchester United will finish in the top 4 is because of the lack of quality around us. You know what I'm saying? If it was my team, who the entire year, we're almost in February now, hadn't won a game, the conversation would be very different than that. You know what I'm saying? The conversation on this channel has been very different at times when Arsenal was 4th and we was having issues in the group chat that we're all in as well. And the conversation is a very different and very reactionary in that. And I only jump in whether it's Slavs or whoever once my team gets mentioned in that. I know the deficiencies in my team. Me and Jan, she mentioned it to me. And she was like, yeah, Arsenal will. I was saying Arsenal and Spurs are trash. And she was like, yeah, but if they win their games in hand, they're above you. I said, we ain't the bar. We trash too. I'm saying this is just a race to the bottom. Like, I'll fully be aware if there was a decent team, 4th team in this league of any standard, the top 4 race would be out, like the Premier League titles are out of sight. Top 4 would be out of sight. The fact that we are still in it with our deficiencies, the fact Arsenal are still in it with their deficiencies, Spurs, their manager came in and said the level of Tottenham is not high. But yet, let me tell Slav Spurs ain't that good. Let me tell Slav's not here. He'll argue me that. But when Antonio says it in a press conference, that's okay. What's the difference? You just don't like the messenger, but the message is still the same. West Ham are West Ham.
West Ham are just
they're well to be
still 5th.
And they're still 5th.
I think the
And
conversation we need to have
this
right
my
now
point.
is let's progress to just the top 4 now. I think okay, let's just go through it. Lewis, could you get fixtures up? Could you get first? Let's just get United's fixtures up first. I want to see what they got
cool.
then in terms of
I know we have favourable in the next 3 or 4, and then February and March for us is hell.
I think it's March.
It's
It's a bit too early to get fixtures up though for the rest of
Right,
the
let's
season.
have a look at fixtures, right?
We play
Because
Burnley
obviously
away,
for
Southampton at home and Leeds away, which is favourable. I like those fixtures, but then after that,
after that,
it's like a
Leeds
tricky
away.
one.
That gets
Yeah,
good.
after Leeds, it gets rough. Oi,
Yeah,
oi.
City, Spurs,
Oi.
Liverpool,
And Everton
Leicester,
away as well. They
Everton.
could have
Yeah,
a
that's
manager
tough. Yeah, absolutely. And we play you lot. This
So
is my
you
point.
hang on. In terms of so you got Arsenal as well. That's not gonna be easy.
And Arsenal, I legit said on Man United before I came on the show, I said that is make or break for us from the Atletico Madrid game. Even though obviously the games before that were important, but from the Atletico Madrid,
Can you zoom in a bit,
game
Lewis?
up until
Yeah,
like
can do.
Arsenal, like that's make or break for us. That February Arsenal period. But I have faith.
Thank you.
I have faith in the
Bring
team.
up Spurs' fixtures.
Right,
See, there's
so
a mix, man.
Southampton, Wolves, City, Leeds, and Everton before United and West Ham.
And West Ham as well.
Keep going as well, fam.
There's some mixed
I
games.
thought the
as
West
well,
Ham
isn't
game's
it?
going to be.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
also,
saying.
we aren't even in February yet, guys. Let's remember, they've still got the majority of this half of the season. You've got to play most teams. We've not played that many teams. Maybe it's just my team.
No,
because we've
we
not
know
played
that,
loads
but
of COVID cases.
top
but still.
top 4 races about consistency, right? So if you have hit and miss pieces of form, it's going to be hard to find a top 4 place. And you're looking at United's fixtures. I mean, I know that Flores sees a lot of changes in terms of Ranić so far, and I can agree there's been changes, but I mean, personally speaking, from my point of view, I don't think United have drastically improved. Might be unpopular, but I think watching you play in the games you have played, I mean, I watched a bit of the West Ham game, so I can't really comment on that. But the games prior to that, who was the games prior to that?
Aston Villa and Brentford. And we
Yeah,
have
the
drastically
Villa,
improved.
Brentford,
Like I
even
said,
Brentford game, but that Villa game in particular, both Villa games, sorry, even the FA Cup, even if it doesn't count to you guys.
Yeah,
as
the
much.
FA Cup, yeah.
I
is
really
different.
think you guys struggled,
have
and obviously
drastically-
Wolves we kind of know
We did
about.
at times, but we have drastically improved. For the obviously you weren't here when I was speaking on it in terms of defensively. Are we at the level we want to be? No. But have we improved
I
defensively?
disagree, you know.
Yes. We have improved defensively. That's just life.
I disagree in the
That's just
sense
you
of
being
why I say I
dishonest.
disagree, right? Is I think
It's
defensively,
'cause you don't like
in
us.
terms of clean sheets you have, but in terms of how open you remain, I watched you beat Burnley at home. What was the scoreline? It was like 3-0, 3-1.
3-1, I believe.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
you
watched that
went
game.
back-
That was
I'm
one game I
talking-
watched.
No. I'm talking
And
more
you were
recent
so
times,
open.
though. Yeah,
And even that Newcastle game, remember how open you were in that?
We wasn't
Let
good.
him speak.
I'm talking no. I'm talking more recent times. You're going back further. What the thing is, the big major
Like a month
difference
ago?
is a month is a long time in football. A month you haven't won a game. That's a long time in football, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we've not in
let's
the league.
do that.
It's not been a
Let's not
month.
do that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's almost we closing in on it. You ain't gonna
ain't
win a
there,
game
you know.
this month. Yeah, we gonna get there in it. Give it 6 days.
Look at these
innit?
little
You know what I'm
comments.
saying? But as I was saying anyway, we have drastically improved in terms of Ralph's figuring out he's come in and he's changed his formation 3 times and has now settled on one that he likes. That is key. We have defensively improved drastically, not just statistically, also in a sense of what's it called, on the eye test as well. I don't think people realize how bad defensively we were. I said this before and I say it again. We were on our worst run without a clean sheet at home in our entire club's history. I think it's the worst run in our club's history in general, home and away. Elements of control as well in games.
Arsenal's as well.
That's another thing that's missing.
Arsenal's.
We haven't had no elements of controls in games. Players that we've been crying out for to be dropped or played in different positions is happening as well. There's been many drastic improvements, but we still got levels to go. But we was way off. Way off.
Also, very favourable fixtures coming up.
Yeah, because this month, January was like, it was meant. The reason why it was meant to be the deciding month for Arsenal is because we had Spurs away as well, but that's been cancelled. And we still got Chelsea away, but it's been postponed. It won't come up here though because it's been postponed. And Liverpool at home, at the Emirates. So we got some harder games as well. But run wise, I think compared to Tottenham's next month, United's what we'll see a lot more often now is by fixture opinions will change. So after Arsenal draw Burnley, it's Arsenal out of the top 4 race. A lot of Arsenal fans are saying this, by the way. Whereas if Arsenal win the next game against Wolves away, after the break, then Arsenal back for contenders for top 4. For me, I'm keeping it very level-headed until I see a drastic change in sense of if Arsenal were to get a long-term injury or United were to pick up form. I think Tottenham are Tottenham. I think they're getting results, which is good for them, but I still ain't convinced properly. And I think these next 3 or 4 games will be a real indicator to how good Conte has been. But he's still done a fantastic job.
You see that run, yeah? Those you came off it, but I think you've got Leicester,
Arsenal's, Wolves, Brentford,
Leicester,
Watford,
Brentford, Leicester at home, Brentford at home, Wolves away,
Leicester, Villa, Palace,
Villa away.
Brighton,
and Palace,
and Palace away as well.
Them 3 games.
Jan's alive.
You're going to drop in.
Sorry, I went to the shop.
Yeah, can you go
Yeah, because it's top 4 in it. You're high up there and doing good things, so fair enough, innit? Respect. There's 2 polar opposites. You got City up there, and then you got us down here, and you got Leicester in the relegation area.
Fucking talk amongst themselves.
She did quicker than Christian into Barcelona.
Literally
It's mad.
just went,
You know what I'm saying?
she did some Deliveroo and then came
She's
back.
just sipping tea up there, man, eating popcorn, looking down at us peasants.
Yeah.
You know what it is though?
She ain't
It's only
got
you
time for
laughing.
us. She's
I hope
winning
you
the
know
league.
that.
She's in
It's
finals.
only
and
you
shit,
laughing.
darling.
That's all that matters, yo.
She doesn't
Your
give a
face is
shit.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
cool.
This is great, yo. This is
You'll be great when you re-sign. I'll send you a personal link to the 24-hour celebration.
Make sure you do. I'm enjoying that.
Clip
Innit?
it. Somebody
And
clip
make
it.
sure
Winter
you
Surf,
do that,
if you're still
innit?
here, man. Clip this.
For those that didn't hear that, never mind.
Winter
But Lewis
Surfer,
heard.
you're
As
here,
long as
hold that.
Lewis, as long as you heard it, that's all that matters. Innit?
What did
Because
you
you're
say?
saying about you dipped to the shop, innit? I said you
As long
dipped
as
like
you
Christians
turn
is
up
dipping to
Oh,
Barcelona.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here, fam.
He's buying a one-way ticket. One-way ticket.
It's a one way, no return. No return on that.
He's not even paying for baggage. He's just going
You know
straight.
why? Because
I'll
Lewis
buy
is the
new
one.
shit.
You know what he's saying? Because Lewis is the one guy who genuinely
Spanish
winds me up in
quality.
it. So this is why I'm just getting at him in it. You know what I'm saying with this? Because
Me?
he could resign. Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know
God,
how
how
it
many
is.
penitentiaries
I don't know
we've
what
had to
you're
put
on
up with?
about.
Do you know how many
Can't be
penitentiaries
on.
we've had to put up with? And now he's
Well,
leaving.
just because all you lot strikers have been locked up there at one point or another.
Bless him.
Yo, my guy played for 10 minutes and you
yourself.
put him in.
Actually, I don't think any Leicester players have got in there yet.
What
actually don't
players
think
you had
they
in?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
they-
should have.
what players
you
you
beat
had
them
in?
there.
No,
the ground
he didn't
time.
play.
What players
Nah,
you had?
you haven't beaten AC yet.
Oh,
He didn't play against you guys last season, thankfully.
We played in the
FA
sixth.
Cup final.
Nah, he didn't. It
I
was
think I
Rudiger
found
and
that.
Luis.
We got the
Sorry.
we got
Oh,
Hold
was
that.
it? Oh, right, was
Yeah,
it?
hold that.
Luis?
You know where he did
Hold
play?
that like
He
you're
played in the
holding-
Champions League final. Hold
Yeah,
that.
he's been holding
Luis.
that for Barcelona next season.
Yeah, after it was already won. He came on.
What do you mean after it was already won? Before it was won. He came in and Havertz scored. It just happened. It just works like that.
Yep. How life works, man.
Where's he even going?
Yes,
Barcelona.
He's buying
So, no,
Barcelona.
he's re-signing at
Barcelona.
Chelsea for 7 years.
He's signing. He's going to
Yeah,
Catalonia.
he's going to-
You know what I'm saying?
Why are you
enough.
laughing, bro?
He's had enough. He took Lukaku's advice. He's out of here.
Yeah, man.
Inter Milan.
He was like, Lukaku talking in the All right, let me get head straight. That's exactly what
Man
happened.
said
He's like,
he's
"Mum?"
re-signing and staying at Chelsea for 7 years. You
Yeah, we
are
heard
an
that and we
abusive
dismissed
husband.
it.
Oh, his
You
prison
are
sentence is over, man.
an
Get him out.
abusive Psychological.
He's probably got a decent lawyer, man.
brother.
Get his sentence
He
reduced.
looks at them,
7 years.
he looks at them and says, "You ain't going nowhere." Like,
Yes.
no,
He's
brother,
man.
relax, bro.
man,
Let him
that's
As
have
he
his
locks
players
all the
football.
doors.
Maybe
All
you
the-
might should have just
trust
spent the money in the
Just an extra
negotiations,
telephone
man.
and that.
I'm
You
saying,
ain't
like,
going
Should have
what's
changed
going
her
on?
in the
Use
background.
Lukaku's
you
money
doing
on
that?
it.
He should have, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'll enjoy watching. We're
Anyway,
gonna
so
be watching
what's
the
everyone saying for
Cool.
top 4 predictions then? Who's getting fourth?
United.
You know what I think now?
Right.
This is what I was saying. before.
United.
How do you think
Every
you're going
week,
seventh? Phil?
it's just going to
Just.
change depending on. It's like if we lose our next game, it's going to be Liverpool are winning the league. But if we win our next game
Jan,
and
shut
Liverpool
up. Nobody's
we
saying
are
that.
No. Yan, just say the
Jan,
name.
come
That's
on,
Ryan,
let's be
man.
real.
Yan, he's not here. Even if he was, you'd say it anyway. You're talking about Ryan. It's cool. We'll go on.
No,
Carry on,
it's not even Ryan. That's not the Liverpool fan that's saying that. So I don't know. Like I think it's just the way it is. I think Spurs have games in hand, but then Spurs are Spurs. So it's one of them. I don't know yet. I actually don't know who's going to finish top 4 yet. It will depend on a lot of different things. So we'll see. I
It's tight, though.
don't know if Spurs will do it. Conte is good at doing it, but I don't know if that team are. So we'll see. I don't know.
They might be signing a couple of players though.
Oh yeah, he's signing. Is it the
running
centre?
late, bruv? They're closing it in. They're closing the window in 7 days.
They've got
Signing baby
Adama
all
basically
your
done.
arms, isn't it? Baby all your arms.
You know what that
No, they got Adama basically done, but there's another like
He
Luis
turns up
Diaz
twice
plays
a
for Porto.
season, which is against Man
Might
City.
sign him.
Spurs turn up
Finish.
twice a season, which is against Man City. So they might as well play for the same team.
If Conte had what's his name, Victor Moses doing decent, I think he can get decent amount.
I agree.
Of,
I think Traore is a
Traore.
decent signing for him. I do.
I just think it's Son and Kane. If they can stay fit,
He's going to play wing back.
If they don't,
I think
I
because
think that
they
suits him
don't
better.
trust. They don't trust Emerson or Doherty, from what I've seen.
Would you trust
Both
Emerson
of
or
them.
Doherty, man?
Yeah. How they got
I'm saying.
25 mil for Emerson, and he got dragged against Leicester at half time. Imagine how bad you have to be against our shit
Serious?
team this season.
It's like fullbacks getting dragged off against Nottingham Forest is mad. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nuno
Mad thing.
Tavares.
Great.
It is what it is. But to be fair, on the talk about Leicester, I do want to ask about the Brighton game. Again, like we can't really speak too much on draws at home to Brighton with Welbeck equalisers.
Webster!
It is what it is.
Well,
But yeah, and
I can't
talk to me
even-
about the
Leicester
Leicester
against
game. What went wrong?
No, we've been terrible. I think I've been quite consistent with this. We've been terrible all season. So when we were 1-0 up and then Brighton came on to us, Brendan Rodgers changed his tactics and set up with a back five and just allowed Brighton to come into us. And we were in the ground going, we're going to concede. We might lose, and we were lucky to get a draw out of it. To be honest, we could have lost that game. Similar to kind of the Tottenham game, Tottenham couldn't hit the target. The manager is better than the players they've got, and it kind of seems like in the first half because I think Potter wasn't available and his assistant both had COVID. So I don't know who they had in kind of like who was in the dugout and that. So in terms of where we are, we were terrible. We're just on a complete vibes thing at the moment. We're not going to do it. Again, as Flawless was saying, we've lost more games than we've won, and we're 10th. And we've not played 4 games. We are 4 games behind, and we've lost more games than
Brighton
we've
have done
won.
similar
How
as well.
mental is this season? We are terrible.
And the worst part is you're only 12 points off fourth.
I think it's not just mental, but I think the best thing is about this year.
Just I say with 4 games in hand.
I think the
You know,
stat I
when we're
saw
talking
is
about- when we're talking about this, and I'm telling you that Arsenal are going
Oh shit, they've got 4 games in hand on
It's what I'm
Chelsea.
saying.
in hand, and we could.
I think Arsenal have got 3 as well.
It would never not happen. But imagine.
I swear if
the
Arsenal win the
vibes
game, we're like a
behind
point behind Chelsea.
We're not talking about you, bruv. We're talking about me. You had your chance.
No, we are, aren't we?
I think-
2
no,
points.
you're 5
We're not
points. You're
talking
5
about
points
Arsenal. We're here
behind.
talking
No, I
about
swear they're 2
Leicester.
points behind
That's why
Chelsea
he
if we win the
mentioned
game.
Leicester. We're not
No,
talking
5.
you. But yeah, we've got some games have played 23, and we're on I think 19 at the moment, 18. Well, we're on 20.
Yeah, we
Okay,
played
but there's like
23.
Chelsea are on 24, so there's 4 games. But yeah, we're terrible,
You're on
man.
20
And we're
and
mid-table.
Chelsea are on 24.
No,
Yeah.
we're on 47.
No.
I was
Sorry,
gonna say.
No, that's
No,
points.
24 games played.
He means games.
Oh, games
Games
played.
played.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Okay, cool.
So yeah,
Yeah, the way Leicester are
terrible.
playing, I wouldn't even care what those games in hand, man. These guys,
We're
that Tottenham
terrible,
game.
man.
You had one
but
job, 12 seconds. It's just 12 seconds, lads.
Yeah,
It's not hard.
We're not terrible.
Fucking 12,
We
do you know
made-
how close-
Hey, no, Babs. In certain situations, 12 seconds is a long time for him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's a
yeah,
long
but
time.
Leicester, man.
Oh my
Brendan
God.
Rodgers, man. This guy is just never going to beat his bottle job allegations, man. Every time he does something,
Won
man.
trophies, bro. What have you?
Nah,
won?
nah,
You won
No,
one,
no.
bruv. You won one trophy. That was one FA Cup last year.
You got one trophy. How many you got in the last 3 years?
You tell to an Arsenal fan about the FA
In the
Cup.
last 3 years under this
Nah,
management,
sorry. One sec. You're talking to an Arsenal fan about the FA Cup.
We came into the league. We came into the league in 2014. In the last 3 years, we've got a trophy.
the FA Cup.
Twice.
Bro, you're going somewhere you can't fight, bro. You're picking a fight you can't win. You're talking to an Arsenal fan about the FA Cup.
He has got a point.
Listen to what
in
I
the
said.
last 3
Listen
years,
to what I said. In the last 3 years, we finished 5th twice in a row, and then this season, whatever
Trophy.
will happen, we don't know. But we've got a trophy, and yes, we've bottled
So
it.
have
But the
Arsenal.
thing is, we've
Arsenal
bottled-
also won an FA Cup as well. Are you forgetting
Good
that?
for you, and you finished twice 8th when we finished
8th.
twice.
Yeah, cool.
5th.
But what did 5th win you? What did you win 5th?
What
What'd
did
you
8th
get?
win you? What's your point?
I'm not saying you won us anything. You're counting it like a trophy. You listed it off like 5th place as a parade trophy, mate. 5th place. Oh, congratulations, mate. Do you want a cookie for that?
What are you on
got
about?
Europa League.
Man, I was like 5th place,
Also-
5th place. Oh,
also-
well done. Round of applause for Leicester
Listen.
City. They got 5th place. Oh, wow. Let's
Babs,
just clap them.
He's on smoke. I'll let him. Go, Babs.
I mean,
Okay, nice one, be quiet.
my idea. You came out and you said something like, "Oh, Arsenal trophies. The FA Cup is a trophy that Arsenal always win, anyways." So I'm
What
not
happened then?
concerned. But I'm
What
talking about
happened
Leicester
then?
this
This
year.
season?
What I find hilarious is you
Championship
signed
team. You
Sumare,
could've defended
you
the
signed
trophy.
Daka, you signed a couple players, a couple
Yeah.
decent players, and I remember a lot of fans at the start of the year going, "Oh, Leicester signings are so good," and I think it just goes to show us how much fans are naive. Is there's always teams that sign the best players that end up doing kind of poor. Whereas the
Sign
teams
the
that don't
best
sign
players.
players that everyone likes kind of happens. I mean, you
sign
see
the
for
best
Arsenal all the time. Every time Arsenal sign a player that Arsenal fans want, he never does well. Unfortunately, it's just something like that. I mean, every fan wanted Pepe, or
What are
Pepe's
you
a signing.
talking
And then,
about, bruv? What actually
so you look
are
at Leicester.
talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Willian's an example as well.
Hold on,
The
hold on,
idea
Babs.
behind
Let me
Leicester
just take
City
you
is
back to what
you
you just
improved
said.
your
Every
squad to
time
get
that
worse off as a
Leicester
team. It
does
makes no sense, my friend.
Fine, you go. You go, Babs. Whatever you want to do. You
No,
gonna keep
I'm
talking?
going to let you speak, man, because unlike you,
There
my
we
fan.
go. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Hey,
It's
Neel
lovely to have you on the
Bhavss
show.
is great. Is
Yeah, he's on one
this
today.
Is great rivalry.
Basically,
This
he
is
said
like
every time the fans
intercontinental
want a
title
player
stuff. I love
and you
this.
get them, every time the fans want a player and then you get them, they turn out not to be good. That might be your experience, but bearing in mind, nobody knew who Kante was, nobody knew who Mahrez was, nobody knew who even Drinkwater, nobody knew who it was. We develop our own kind. That's what we do. So when you're saying that, you're talking from a perspective of your club
Just
that
got
hasn't signed
PTSD.
very good players in the past. When we talk about our players, the majority of our transfers in general work. Now, Daka has still scored 9 goals in all competitions. Bearing in mind, Jamie Vardy has still scored I think he's one of the top 5 scorers in the Premier League, and he's been injured for 2 months. So you're looking at it this way, and we've got some good strike force. The problem has never been the strike or the midfield. James Maddison's really hit form recently. Yuri Tillemans has been bossing it as usual. Wilfred Ndidi has been below par. He's been actually one of the most average Premier League defenders I've seen this season. He's not been good enough. Defensively, there have been issues, but Rodgers' tactics have been wrong. I've been honest about that for a while. But also, our defense.
Ndidi's been playing centre back a lot, innit?
Yeah,
Who?
stuff like that. And Didi
Ndidi's
playing
been playing centre back.
Yeah, but even when he's been CDM, he's not been like Ndidi's like you're like okay, you name
That hurts
top
me, man. That's
5
my guy,
centre
man.
backs, centre mid.
Oh,
You're like, okay,
I
Ndidi's
know
like-
that hurts you, bro.
That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And that I said, Ndidi. I'm a big fan of Ndidi, innit? You know what I'm saying? And that.
They
Say
got
it
knocked
loud,
out.
Leo.
They got, what's his name from
I think Leicester's
hey,
team is
come
just
on.
very
what's
bored.
his name from Rangers? The Gerard used to, for just
Still
AFCON.
a pack of
He had-
crisps.
I forgot his name. I forgot what his name is.
Who?
I'm not listening to you, Babs, because of the smoke. What was the guy
Martin.
from Rangers anyway? There's a Nigerian dude who was actually played better in the AFCON than Ndidi did.
That narrows it
Ndidi's
down.
not been. Ndidi has been better for the centre back than he has been a CDM for us. He's been quite poor defensively.
Neil.
We've not been there. Partly it's down to.
So you're happy
manager,
with your
partly
signings,
down to
right?
tactics.
You happy with your
Sorry?
summer signings?
You just like you was
Well-
laughing. Just like wait,
One
just
sec.
like you
One
was
sec.
saying
I'm asking you,
about
are
the
you happy
FA
with your
Cup.
signings? Wait,
And
I asked you a
you-
question. I didn't ask you to answer it.
It's
Are you happy
Leicester.
with your
You're talking about
signings?
Leicester, they shine shit and sell it to man for 80 million.
No,
bro.
I
You
hear that.
talking
I'm
about
saying,
signing.
were you
They sell
happy
like
with your
that back
signings in the
CDM
summer?
for 130
Neil,
million
answer the
combined
question.
and
Were you happy with your signings in the
Let's
summer?
go-
Yes or no?
Let's go through them individually. We signed 5 players. We didn't lose. We lost Dennis Pratt on loan, but that's about it. Daka, yes. Samore, I think he's still got potential, but the potential in him I've seen is very good. What we've seen of it, no. The third person, Ryan Bertrand, absolutely not. Yannick Vestergaard, absolutely not. But them two were what's it called, replacements, and they were terrible. I think we'll both tell you that now. I had a lot of hope for them, but I was thinking because we were bad from defending set pieces, and we bought a 6'6" guy in. Me logically thinking Premier League experience. Southampton guys were going, why the hell are you signing these two? I understand why they're saying that now. Lookman's been a good signing as well. So 3 out of 5, and that's been one of our worst seasons, I think, since 2016. And that's 3 out of 5 that have worked beyond 7 out of 10. So that's still a
So a
success.
majority of your signings you're happy with, right? My point is, you didn't sell anyone in the summer. You didn't lose a big player, right? So the team that got 5th place last year has improved in terms of squad depth and 3 good signings, you'd say, right? So how come that exact same team with the exact same manager has gone from 5th to 10th?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer it, man. Brendan Rodgers' tactics and also injuries, but we've just been Brendan Rodgers' 3rd season, as Senk can tell you, is awful. I tried to hide it for a while, and I was naive. I was like, I think on this show, I've been like, Brendan Rodgers will sort it out. Brendan Rodgers will sort it out. The more this goes on, the more these terrible performances happen again and again. And there's little glimpses of it. Like we played against when we played against Liverpool. Liverpool couldn't finish their chances. We had great defensive, but it gave me a lot of hope that okay, we can take this up to the next level. We can challenge top teams. But we can't. We're not good enough. We're going to have to rebuild in the summer. There's going to be a small rebuild. We're going to lose a few players. We're going to bring some more in. But the thing is, I trust my club to do and bring in certain players and sell them on for good money, bring in new players, upgrade the talent. What was brilliant, speaking of the future of Leicester City, we played against Watford on the beginning of the year. When we played against them, we had 8 out-and-out field players out of our 25-man squad. We had to substitute the rest of them with under 23s. A lot of them had never played a Premier League cap in their lives, bearing in mind. Brendan Rodgers has got them trained, so we won that game 4-1. Bearing in mind, we were playing centre-backs, we were playing right backs at left backs, we were playing under 23s. One player was playing centre back, and he was playing then CDM and double pivot with Tillemans, and then he was playing left back, and we managed to keep out the majority of the game. We're bringing in young 16-year-old. We had a 16-year-old from Leicester who's got loads and loads of talent. So we've got the squad there.
Hey, man, coming in later than Tottenham's title challenge. Yes, bro. What are you telling me?
Yo,
The top 4 charge. Here it is. All right, put Leicester to one side. Fair enough, Neel. Let's talk Tottenham. Slav,
apologies for being
how was
late.
the game against Leicester?
Oh, mate. I went to the game because it was a 7:30 kickoff, and I was like, all right, I can leave work, make it there.
Why didn't you tell me you're
And,
going,
like,
bruv? I swear to God,
what?
I would have took time off work to come meet you.
I didn't get it's all right. I didn't get there till like kickoff, just before
not good
kickoff
enough.
anyway. But I was like, the game's done at like 9:20. I'll be home by 11. You know, like, ready for work the next day. I got home like 2 a.m. We didn't leave the ground till like an hour after. It was jokes. It was just mad. I never seen anything like that. I mean, yeah, absolutely insane. Proper limbs. Brought back down to earth on Sunday, but proper limbs.
Yeah, what I was gonna ask her, what was the thoughts on the game on Sunday as well, my guy?
No, I texted you after. I was like, I mean, I didn't think we were as bad against you as we were in the first 2 or 3 games we played against you this season. I thought we were with a patched up team, I thought we were much better. And I thought on another day we could have nicked the point. You know, I mean, on another day that Ziyech shot hits the bar. And, you know, the game carries on at 0-0. And obviously another set piece against you lot. So, yeah, a bit disappointed in that way, especially as Kane's goal was obviously not a foul. It just wasn't a foul. I mean, trust me, as someone that plays
that was a dirty
but
push,
Kane gave him a decision to make, and that was just dumb. Man.
Like, it's
that
just
was
not
a
a foul.
push in the box.
That
If it's
was
the other way around,
that was a dive from Thiago Silva. Come on,
That's
now.
not a foul. You wouldn't get a penalty for
Right.
that. Not
What
a
a
foul.
foul.
he might have been a bit off balance, but
It's
like
not,
that's
it's
about
not
it.
a foul.
Bit
Come
off
on.
balance. He would have
Come
gone
on.
over one blown by a hairdryer, bro.
It was a light push, man. It's kind of like how the Chelsea hierarchy of, push Christensen out of the door. It's kind of like
the-
it's like, I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I'll get Aaron back on this, you know. I'll get Aaron back on it, you know.
Oh, Floyd's on fire. I love it. And look who's in the comments as
Chelsea
well.
result
will,
was
you
like,
Speaking of Kane,
Man said light pushing. Oh, loud.
God.
You know what, Lewis, you had ages then to mute him because it was taking him time to get it out, and you still didn't mute him.
I wanted to.
I didn't think he was going to go for another Christensen one. I can't be honest. Yeah, you're in the
What
mud
about-
when he resigns. I swear down.
It's all about delivery, man.
When?
That's what it is. It's all about delivery.
Yes,
The delivery has
when.
to be
I
correct.
said
not
when.
when.
I'm
Not-
joining the
it's
stream.
not when.
If he does resign, I'll be there, man. I'm gonna join the stream. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because you're on my
The only
list
thing
and you're only
he's
going
an
higher up.
ambassador for this
I'll be,
club.
I'll come, I'll be
This
waving,
is
and we'll celebrate. I'll be happy for you. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Then
I
you
was
can get
saying
him on the
it wasn't a
stream if
foul.
he's
It was
playing
just
for your
off
club.
balance. It wasn't that deep.
Yeah, I don't think it was a foul.
You shouldn't have given him. You shouldn't have given him the choice to make.
He's silly. Yeah.
Especially
He
with
shouldn't have
VAR
given-
that sees
yeah.
everything.
That's where he's fault, but he wasn't. But yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have done that.
You just got to be a bit more smart.
Oh, here comes
Pause,
Kane's
pause.
butt buddy as well.
Oh, he's got a lot of things on his mind.
Kane, all I hear from this guy, can't be arsed.
Now he's got Kane's nuts on his forehead.
You've got
man.
the link,
What are you
bruv.
saying?
Get
What's
on
going
the stream. You get me?
Nah, don't. Why would you do
Oh,
that?
I got uni work. Oh, can't be arsed.
I thought that the result on Sunday sort of made it a free hit thanks to Arsenal doing us a favour. Cheers, lads. Good result. We're home to bottom of the league. That's a good point. Clean sheet. Ben White keeping a clean sheet.
Get quite a few this year, actually.
That's good.
So yeah, it was sort of a free. I thought it would be I'd be a bit more disappointed if they'd won and we'd lost that day, but they didn't. So
No, but here's the thing. I know how you say, because you're saying free hit on one side, but then the other side, if the game went in a different way, you'd be easier to see a point. Because I do see it based on the first half. Like Lukaku,
but we
was
always
giving you
lose
the
to
ball
you.
back
So
every
like, I
time.
wasn't really expecting much. So the fact that they lost sort of softened the blow a bit. Like maybe free hit's not the right word, but I mean it meant that if the fact we dropped points wasn't a disaster, because we got some winnable games now, or 2 winnable games, either side of Man City.
Who's your next few games? Let me get it up. You
We
got
got 2 home
Southampton,
games.
Wolves, Man City away, Leeds away, and then Everton at home. Yeah, to be fair, Wolves will be a bit difficult for you guys as well as Southampton. But I think after the City game, it gets a bit easier for you guys. Well, then United turns up.
I'm pretty confident.
It gets harder, actually.
Yeah, we've got United, West Ham, and then I don't know who we got after that. It's not till April. But the schedule of fixtures doesn't really make a difference because they get postponed every other week. Yeah, I don't know. Conte one defeat in all. That's not true. 1 defeat in the Prem. You know, he was 9 unbeaten going into it. So if we can sign some players between now and next week, just improve the squad.
Who do you think you need, Slav? And who do you think you'll get?
Well, we need like 12 players, but we need a right wing back because obviously Matt Doherty's borderline.
And Emerson Royale, bruv. He was subbed at half time against us and we were terrible.
Yeah, he got subbed at half time because he was injured.
You got to try coming in.
He's still whack.
I've just actually been sent something from my Spurs mate. Apparently, Sammy Mockball from the Daily Mail saying Wijnaldum is open to a swap deal with Ndombele for PSG. So, could see him.
Raw. How's Ndombele played this badly and upgraded? What the fuck?
So, yeah, Adama Traore seems to be one. And today, Luis Diaz.
Yeah, I heard about Luis Diaz. Although I haven't seen enough of him as a player to
We
know
made a
what he
bid of like 40 million euros today.
You've left it late, man, haven't you? Because it's the 25th.
No, there's a week left.
Yeah, still, it's a lot. Bearing in mind, you want these players to come in, be ready, and then like you want to secure
Well,
us
he's on
early in the
international
window.
duty
Considering
anyway,
this
so-
been-
Yo,
you've got Conte in, and
you
this
know-
was the plan.
You know this, don't Neel, man. Negotiations take time, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Yeah, man. You know, like certain contract negotiations, you know, these things take time when we move.
So,
You're
yeah,
right,
if
and
we-
they're not
I
done
would
yet.
take-
They're not done yet.
I'd
Just
take
remember
Adama
that.
Traore.
They're not finished.
I'd take an Adama Traore, which looks like it will get done, and then a forward and a midfielder would be nice. But I mean, Adama, you just new tactics. Give the ball to Adama. Adama run with the ball. Adama give ball to Kane. Kane go. Simple.
you sound like a gorilla.
Just simple. Just give ball to Adama. Run. Give ball to Kane.
That's
Simple
got to be
and
better. That's not the
efficient.
reason why you bought in Conte, though. To
Simple
do
and
like
efficient.
give ball here, run, give ball here.
Obviously
Like,
not.
he's
Otherwise,
better
it
than
would
that.
be a lot easier to win games. But yeah, honestly, I'm very content with the way things are. Conte's still here, so can't really.
What about you
complain.
guys' top 4 hopes? Because Babs and Flores have
Well, yeah,
both said that they
I
feel
don't know
very
what-
confident of their top 4 hopes. What about you?
No, obviously, we're the favourites. We're the ones in the. We're the ones in the driving seat. Win our 2 games now against Burnley, and we'd be 4 points clear. It's ours to lose at the moment, ish. So
Flawless?
Can somebody bring
What
up?
were
Can
you
somebody
saying,
bring,
bro?
Lewis, can you bring up Ryan's comment? Sorry to interrupt, Slav. Can you
Yeah,
bring
go
up
on.
like Ryan's latest comment? It's fucking
Why?
fire.
Why? It's not funny. It's actually not. It's actually not funny.
It's really good, Ryan.
It really
Big up
isn't
yourself,
funny.
man.
It really isn't.
It
funny.
does. Welcome to the
that
after
bad, yo.
Chelsea penitentiary.
After Chelsea, yo. That's good, yo. That is great.
Big up yourself.
That is good. The next Puyol, man. You're always calling him the Maldini. Nah, man. Need the next Puyol in that. You gonna follow with
Yeah,
his
he is. It doesn't mean he has to be where Puyol was.
Yeah, man. It is take the number 5 shirt. You know what I'm saying? And that Xavi's there. They gonna run it back, fam. Let's
Man,
go.
why are we even talking about? We were talking about top 4 hopes. Flawless. What do you feel about Tottenham's top 4 hopes?
I have no I don't believe they will be there or thereabouts simply because everyone being bad. But am I fearful of them or Arsenal or West Ham? No, I'm not like.
Yeah, but none of those teams are fearful of you. So
yeah, no, I
agree.
agree. Yeah, I'm saying that I'm fully aware of the deficiencies in my team. You just said you're in the driving seat, but you need 12 new players.
Well, I was exaggerating a little bit, wasn't I? Like, use your brain a bit.
You said 12 new players. You said this in the past.
Don't take everything I say quite so literally.
All right, then. So how many players do you need then?
I don't fucking know. Like 3, maybe.
I'm asking you in it. You're full of answers. So let's go in it.
We could do with a midfielder, a defender, and a striker.
Say that again. We
could do with a right wing back, a midfielder, and another striker or another.
So you think you need 3 players, and that's that top 4 patterned up. So all right, say you don't get that.
Who's your midfield?
Wait. No. I want to hear this from Slaps.
I don't know. I think it's possible, just a lot harder.
See, so you ain't even confident like that.
Well, no, I think we will sign for 3 players.
You think you'll sign 3 players in this window?
Yeah, I think we'll get a midfielder on loan as part of the Ndombele deal, and I think we get.
Okay, who's the midfielder on loan? Is this midfielder good enough?
It'll be one of the ones, the 8 that have been. Honestly, I have no idea.
See, so this is what I'm saying. So this is all guesswork then. This is what I'm talking about.
No, we linked with the back. Do you not know how transfers work?
No, not the transfers. You said you need 3 players to come in, but you don't even know what 3 players are coming in. Traore one, yes, I think it's a good sign.
Adama's one. That's right.
I think Traore is good. And
midfielder Diaz will be the other, and centre midfielder.
And how good's Diaz?
Well, I mean, anyone here watch Luis Diaz? He's an absolute baller.
I don't know. I'm asking.
He's got a 70 mil release clause or something there.
I'm asking. Who does he play for?
Porto. He scored that. Jan, you should know who he is. He's the one that ran the pitch at the Etihad and scored.
Porto.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but yeah, again, like Slav saying that,
he's too good for us. I don't think we'll get him.
No one's fearful of us. That's the thing is, I don't believe like anybody should be fearful of us. We're not a good side either. This is why me and Slav have this out in the group chat, and that he believes Spurs are actually a good side. I disagree. But when he turns around and tells me United are not a good side, I'll be like, yeah, I know this. I agree with that also. I know the deficiencies of my team. Both Bhavss and Slavs think their teams are better than what they are.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. That's why we have football, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. 110%. We can agree to disagree on it, and one of us will be proven right. And that person will be me, but we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. What if you finish below Spurs and Arsenal, Wallace?
So it changes nothing.
Would you want Ranić out if that was the case?
Nah, because he's going. I want him to go into the consultancy role anyway. That's why I was gassed when he came in. I'm not interested in him.
Who do you want as next manager?
Whoever Ralph wants.
Okay. Rodgers it is.
Ralph Wiggins.
Whoever
what if he was Rodgers?
Say that whoever he wants.
Oh shit!
Yo, I have an honest question.
I know we ain't talking about managers when
Claudio Ranieri is available.
And
you need more than
you need more than you need more than 3
Do you think
players.
Arsenal will sign anyone?
More recently than
we signed a couple players anyway. Did Conte not turn around and say the level of Spurs is not that high?
Midfielder and striker. 3 and a goalkeeper.
I just don't think. I know you need a striker. I just don't see you sign. I've seen the names that you're linked with, and like Calvert-Lewin and it's not that I don't.
I think midfielder is more likely than a striker.
I don't think.
Midfield and goalkeeper for sure.
I just don't see like a big signing up front coming in January. Maybe the summer.
We tried to sign Dusan, so it was like we've still got money to spend there, innit?
No,
so
I'm not. I'm not saying you got no money. I'm just saying I don't see them coming in January.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't see like someone like Everton letting Calvert-Lewin go mid-season.
Mm-hmm. It depends on the player. Wants to force a move in it.
I don't think that he would force a move. Neither with Isak.
No, Isak's got a release clause. That's different.
But he said he didn't want to come anyway.
No, he hasn't. Where are you getting this from, bro?
Yeah, I found it. I think Terry from.
Just show us it, bro. Just get you didn't want to come. Is he on your like phone contact or something? Have you just messaged him or something?
No, it's just Twitter.
Oh, just Twitter. Okay, so if Twitter said it, it's all right.
Well, it said that. Well, Twitter also said that Vlahovic, and that doesn't sound like it's happening, does it?
Twitter said that Arsenal made an offer for Vlahovic, which was confirmed.
No,
Twitter said he made an offer for Maddison as well, but we're still at our club.
Pardon?
He said he made an offer for Maddison as well, but it's still at my club.
When I come out the show,
no, Arsenal held talks with Maddison, and we did. So again,
Yeah, but
you're making no sense,
but
my
you
friend.
said you were in, and then what happened?
What happened? We made an offer for Vlahovic. It got accepted, but the player said, "I want to go Juve."
What,
That's
Maddison?
what happened. Yeah, we had talks with Madison, and then it's
And
been
then
confirmed now that after the hell talks with Madison because they wanted Madrid to sell Odegaard, which ended up happening. We got Odegaard for half the price that we could have paid at the start of the
Yo,
window,
Lewis,
so it
I'm
worked
turning on
again.
my phone, bro.
Oh fuck!
shit.
Okay.
No, we're not two flawlesses.
Oh.
I can't do one.
Oh no, he's going on his phone, isn't he? Yeah. I was thinking, what the
Don't
fuck?
hate, man. I'm that much of a star, fam. I get it, innit? You get me? One of me is a lot, fam. You know what I'm saying? Two of
Tag
me
team
is
flawless, no
too
thanks.
much. 100%.
Yeah,
I would want, if I was an Arsenal fan or a Spurs fan, I wouldn't want that either. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that either. I understand. Timber shivered. Fully aware, fam.
Yeah, it's all peak. Have we done all the games? Oh no, we still gotta go through the Man City game. To be honest, Man City finally dropped points. That's sadly it doesn't really hit the same as it would have done a few weeks ago. Sadly, but what was it? Was it a poor game from Man City, or was Southampton just really good in that match?
I think City played okay. I don't think anyone was particularly good. I don't think anyone was particularly bad. Southampton defended well. Looked a bit dangerous on the counter, to be honest. But yeah, it was just one of them games. I think the first half we weren't good enough. They scored a great goal, though. I don't think there's that much that could have been done to prevent that. It was a really good goal from Walker Peters. So I think the first half, not good enough. Second half, we got much better. I don't know what VAR were doing. I don't like to blame VAR because I don't think we were good enough, but I don't know what they were doing. Like,
Sorry, boys.
some ridiculous decisions. And every time we have
Hello?
momentum, they go to VAR,
Sorry about that.
waste time.
Apologies.
That's all right. they would go to VAR, waste time, and then come back when the momentum's then gone and expect us to just play on, you know? So I don't know. It was a bit of a mess. Sterling had one of his worst games in a while. So he got taken off. But I don't think we were great. I don't think anyone on that pitch can be like, yeah, I had a really, really, really good game. But yeah, it's one of them. I think for some reason we struggled to break them down this season out of everyone. So yeah, we'll have to just see. Hopefully we don't drop any more points in the next few games. And
Yeah, hopefully not.
win the
Hopefully.
league.
But on a side note though, this is just a personal question. Armando Broja, what was his performance like?
De Bruyne.
No, Armando Broja.
The striker
Oh.
for Southampton.
Oh God, I think he was blocking everything from what I saw. Is that? I don't even know.
Number 18. He was playing up front.
Up front. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't remember. To be honest. I wasn't even paying attention. They didn't really. The weird thing is, they didn't offer loads going forward though. There was a centre back that they've got. I can't remember his name, and he blocked everything, and he was their man of the match. The guy with the
probably Salisu, because I know he had the man of the match.
Yeah. He was brilliant. He blocked everything. He was definitely their best player. But going forward, they didn't offer too much. There was that wonder goal that they scored. It was a really, really good goal. And then they had another chance, but it was offside. They had a few more. They did look dangerous on the counter, but it wasn't anything that, we were struggling with. So, yeah, it's just one of them games. I can't really remember, to be honest. I was at the game, but, just wasn't really paying attention. It was a stressful game. It was one of them games where you just stressed for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at your run of games to see if there's any more slip-ups. You got Brentford next, Norwich at home.
Love
Then
gang,
after that,
love.
it gets a bit difficult. You got Tottenham at home,
Slav.
Everton away. Big up yourself, Slav. And then the Manchester derby. Actually, no, that's not even going to be that deep, to be honest. Yeah, title's done. Oh, well.
You know what? It's weird, though, because there's quite a few games where we can drop points, but if it gets close, City tend to win them games where it's close. Like in title races, we haven't beaten Man United a lot. Man United will beat us more at home than we do away. But when we actually need them 3 points,
Hey, say that again.
we tend to win it. No, I'm saying Man United have beaten us quite a few times in like at our place at the end of the season. But when it's been when we need them 3 points to win the league, we've won. It's only when the league's pretty much done and it's just we need 6 points out of 20 or something like that. Then that's when we lose. But I think it's
Newcastle even mad.
we need to win that derby to win the league. I think we'll win it.
Wait, Newcastle moving mad?
What do you mean?
They made a bid for Bruno Guimaraes.
Oh shit!
40
thought they
million
were in
euros.
for
He's
it for a
been
while.
mad. Nah.
They made a
Yeah,
bid for who?
He's been linked
Bruno
for a while.
Guimaraes. He's a guy who Juventus, Arsenal, and Tottenham.
You were hoping it was Bruno Fernandes.
Nah,
They do
he
need
ain't
a
worth
cam.
that, man. Yeah,
They
but
need
Cam
anything
the
they can
ball.
get at this point.
Yeah, they need Bruno.
Nah, they got Joe
still.
Willock. They're fine.
They ain't
For
been
the
fine so
relegation
far.
zone.
He ain't playing in it as well.
Willock's been terrible. How many goals he scored this season? I think it's he's on 0.
I don't know. I ain't watching.
Yeah, it's a 0 then. Otherwise, Baz would know that.
No, because he's not an Arsenal player anymore. So no, I
Well,
wouldn't.
why are you talking about him then?
I
I
know.
said
Rashford player.
That ain't right.
That's
Oh
jokes.
my god! Some guy said Luke Shawarma, which I was cracking up
Oh,
with him a couple of
fuck
teams
off,
ago. That was
man.
hilarious.
Oh, I'm finished. Right. Well, we've been here for over an hour and a half. We are going to wrap up the stream. Anyone got anything else they want to add? We've already gone through the Chelsea Spurs games. There's not really much to discuss on that, other than Lukaku needs to pattern up. But there we go. That's my only real point on it. Anyone got anything else they want to add before we end the stream?
Nope.
League's done.
Yeah, we know the league's done in that. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to the top 4 race.
It's not done until
Oh, yeah, and whatever, man. The league's done in it.
Quiet.
The
You were
league-
the one
the
that
league-
said
you know
you're going
what?
to lose against Swindon
There
Town.
is-
When you
exactly, the
went
league-
2-0 up. Oh, now I'm nervous. Why are you
there
on?
is- The league,
Swindon Town?
exactly. Swindon
it?
Town, you know. The
Yeah,
league
she's
is
not even
over.
bothered about this show. She went to Waitrose.
Yeah, fact.
She's not
The
even
league is
bothered.
over.
She's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
bothered.
The league's over.
This
man.
guy
The league's
really
done, man.
thinks I'm Statman Baines.
You think
Yeah,
you're
you
Baines?
crazy. This guy, he thinks I'm
Ah,
Statman Baines.
he thinks you're going to fall for
You
that,
know,
innit? Like
you know,
Bainesy did.
I got to bounce, man. My laptop.
Don't worry,
is
we're
literally
bouncing in a
cut. I
second
can't
anyway.
find
We're
No
ending
worries,
this.
man. We're wrapping up the stream anyway.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe. Everyone's socials and YouTube channels are down in the description below, so check it out. Smash the like and subscribe button. And as always, we will leave you with the Danish Maldini. No, that's Lukaku. Sorry, we'll leave you the Danish Maldini. Take care, like and subscribe, and as
Going to
always,
Barcelona.
up the Chelsea. Shush, up the Chelsea.
Yes, family.